Good evening. Craig Black here. We are back with the crew of the Marilee, Karina, Kyle, Tev, and Matt. They are currently on the graveyard world of Caprice. What happened last time, Tev?
Well, we infiltrated the Gamora hub, looking for a backup of, partial backup of Marvin, our loyal bot friend who...
That you know nothing about.
That's true. I know nothing about. But the rest of the party seems really fond of. And after crawling around in the muck, dealing with sentry bots and war bots, we emerged to find a platoon of Gonghe infantry hanging around the Marilee, poking it, seeing if it was unlocked.
The Marilee, of course, being
our
the
ship.
starship, which has come to the graveyard world for the purpose. What were you here for?
Zerko's cache, which apparently has been moved onto the surface
Okay.
near the Vegas starport.
Anything else?
We have the something trench.
The Perogen 17 supplies at something biotech.
There was manufacturing equipment too, wasn't there?
Yeah, the Caprice one was the manufacturing.
We've got a,
Perogen
we've
17.
got a big to-do list here.
VWAR&D.
And then something about Marvin.
Whoever that is.
Whoever that is.
His data's straight
They seem
across the
this
local network.
droid seems really important to the rest of the crew.
And if possible, to stop off at what used to be
Dandy
Rose's
Adventure.
mansion /
Yeah, Dandy and Venture for Penrose, and we've got
Oh, yeah.
Alden Lots for Perogen 17. Marvin Pieces are at Babylon Summit Central Library, filed under Isaac Asimov as iRobot. The Gamora Hub is Broker. The Ganji Trench at a SimStim Cafe.
That's right. And from here, assuming that the other side was... No, from here he could actually recover the data remotely for one of them. Is that correct?
the Gamora Hub one, which he did.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. So you now have 2 of 3 components
Yeah.
for Marvin. Okay, sounds good. Yes, so you are... you find yourselves now surrounding the ship. Or no, sorry. Your ship was parked some distance from where you
About
actually...
15-minute walk from
Yeah.
the...
And so moving through the wreckage, past all of the bodies, burnt out terminals, just the absolute destruction that both the EMP, actually most of the EMP provoked upon the planet, and then the collapse of all the computer systems. You guys arrived at the Marilee to find it surrounded by not a platoon but a squad of soldiers who are dressed with markings of the Gonghe National Soldiery, or the Planetary Soldiery. So not Union forces,
Yeah.
but actual Gonghe, like the National Guard of Gonghe.
How
Yeah.
did they get here?
Okay. Anyhow, so they seem to be unaware. Well, they're unaware of your presence. They're looking at the ship and probably remarking on its relative intactness. As a couple of their comm-spec guys actually look at the ship to see, perhaps if it's salvageable and usable. Because your ship, as decrepit as it is, has now become a commodity.
It's a flyable ship.
I think we need to do, headshots.
I think it's where we left it, right? Headshots.
Well, not necessarily.
How many can we see?
You can see from here a half
We
dozen
might
easily.
be able to negotiate.
But the ship obscures. So if you recall the ship, you set down in the middle of what used to be a public area, like a park or something along that line. Was that right? No, you actually set down on an actual landing platform. My apologies, yeah. So, but the landing platform is surrounded by, defunct loading equipment, all that kind of good stuff. But the landing platform is surrounded... Hey, what's up?
Delay loop on the internet.
Spaceship? Yes, it is a spaceship. The Marilee is their starship. So you guys are... where were we? It was surrounded by all the defunct loading equipment, etc. But there's also, because the atmospheric processors inside of the Cat's-Eyes Trench has failed, there's also this thick murk everywhere, right? So you're actually noting people by sort of the glow of their lights as they kind of move through the mist. So easily within sight, you can see 5, right? But when they pass out of the gloom and come back, are they the same guys? There might be more, maybe less. You don't know.
Gotcha.
Well, there won't be less. There might be more.
Holographic projections. It's only two
Yeah.
dudes.
Then let's just still. Like I said, did Gong Hei send anybody here for humanitarian aid?
You don't know?
Probably
You can
not.
check your IRS.
No, we can't.
IRS is information retrieval system on board the starship.
We could if we were on board the starship.
Yes.
Do Airy and Falk have weapons?
Array and Falk both carry rail pistols, yes.
I've got my PDW,
There's 6 of us with guns.
but there is also a possibility if
You want to talk the way out of here?
possibly. I
Does
don't
anybody
think we
speak-
should all.
Does anybody speak Mandanese?
I believe I.
That's your native language, so yes.
Yeah. I believe I do. If we do it that way, you guys prep for an ambush in case the negotiations go sideways.
Why didn't I write it down for your sheets anywhere?
I swear you gave us more languages.
I feel like I'm 2 systems back
Oh.
on my languages.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm U French, English, and Germanic, based on the Coriolis sheet.
Yep. Okay.
So you speak Mandanese?
Presumably.
It's his native tongue on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
So you speak Mandanese and Anglic for sure.
Yeah.
What's your smart? What's your intelligence stat?
Wits.
Yeah,
D10.
D10. So you'll speak a total of 4 languages. Do you
Okay.
need that list? Did we not give you languages when we created your character?
We were talking about it, but I don't know if we put it in. So I've got like a D8 in wits, which means like 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
oh, so I
English
should
is
have
one of
one more since I'm a D10 wits.
Yes. So the languages officially in the game are, you ready?
Yeah.
Anglic, U French, Hispanic, Indo-Arab, Slavic, Mandanese, Spacer Patois, Gates, Germanic, and Zanian.
I feel like I just had like Hispanic, Mandanese, and English, I think.
Perfect. Write it down.
I've only had the 3, but I
Take another one. Maybe you picked up Spacer's Patois.
You talk.
well, I'm always hanging out with you.
You talk. Yeah. You'll get Spacious Patois if you're hanging out with me for the simple fact that
We're always fixing shit together.
I'm probably cursing at it half the time as I'm fixing
Oh, that
shit.
you're talking to her in Spacer Patois, and she's like, "What?"
Yeah.
I can understand it.
She picks it up, eh?
Have you watched The Expanse?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Okay, so that's Spacer Patois.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know how there's nuances in it, and a lot of it is so that you can speak while you're wearing a spacesuit, right?
Yeah,
You guys also have battle speak, do you know?
we do.
We do.
Not me, I'm
Battle
assuming.
code. No, not yet.
Oh, does that
So you're all
count?
like,
Does that count?
and he's like,
he's the
it's
one
not a
who's a
language. No,
soldier.
it's something you learned.
No,
during the game.
okay.
It was taught to you by Dread, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And yes, I do have Mandanese as well.
Okay. Okay. So what's the plan?
So while we're hanging back, how about I try to talk to them?
I'm gonna.
Ari's like, who are these guys?
It looks like they're.
Looks to be Gung Hei infantry, but I don't know how the hell.
Which,
they got
if we
there.
know the status between the Union and Gong Hei prior to the fall and the loss of the Liberty Fleet,
In theory, I can have up to 2 more languages.
So the Union fleet.
yeah,
Yes.
Fleet, yeah.
You speak you French with me.
I already do. I have Anglic, Ufren. The only one I.
All right.
So
enough.
there's
I'll
5 of them
report it
now.
later.
More of them might show up. So how about we? How about
Ready
I
a
try to
name?
talk to them while you guys get into position for an ambush in case if they let us back on the ship and we have friendly relations with them, that's great. If not,
You do realize they probably want to ride off this rock, right?
looking at the uniforms, they probably got here somehow. I'm guessing we know there's ships in orbit. We didn't identify
Yeah.
them all. I'm going to hazard a guess that
What were
that
some of the
2
big
sharks.
ships we
There's
saw?
2 unidentified sharks. I'm going to hazard a guess they might be Gong Hei military.
Oh, just
The 2
running.
big ass ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a stretch. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong, but I think at this stage, seeing as we're seeing regular Gong Hei military units, it's not too far of a stretch. So how about I talk to them, see what I can find out. Maybe they'll let us back on the ship.
Gung Hei and the Caprice in the same orbit.
Are they both in Atlas? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, can somebody get from... Well, that would still take too long even without a jump drop.
Well,
but
no, you
still.
need a spin drive,
Yeah.
right? Or you have to be able to hold your breath for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Gong Hei is... Well, let's find it here. Yes, they are. Yep, same orbit. They're both in Atlas orbit. So Gong Hei is in the inner orbits, though.
And Caprice is the furthest one out, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so bear in mind that in Gong Hei... So let me actually just show this to you. Because I'm not really need right now. So if you look at the Atlas orbit...
Show
Okay.
the people?
What?
Show the people?
So there's
only have
Gong
us
Hei
three.
there.
Yeah. And Caprice is way out here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Atlas, which is the blue giant, which is basically the center of the star system. Okay, this is Gong Hei, which is many AU from Atlas, but still within its habitable terrain.
Yep.
And this is Caprice.
So Caprice is pretty much out in deep space.
Yeah, Caprice
much.
is
It's orbiting along with the other daughter stars.
That's correct. Yeah, and Urail and Medusa are both proto stars, right? So. So
Okay.
around which, by the way, Kusari orbits.
Yeah. Well, how badly messed up is my uniform from crawling around with that gun?
Oh yeah, no, it's terrible.
It's in no shape whatsoever. Remember, we didn't want to be crawling around in it too much because it was starting to eat us.
Do we have suits on from when we first... No, I guess it's just rebreathers.
Yeah, just rebreathe.
Knee breathers, which is why most of our gear looks like crap right now because we've been crawling around in it.
This is why you wear black.
Yeah.
How are our respirator charges? We're getting kind of towards the
Yeah,
end.
your respirator charges are getting towards the end, and as we intimated last game, your weapons have been submerged. Right? You used your strength and your arm in order to pull doors open.
He held my weapon above when I was
I held the
under.
weapon.
So your weapon went underwater then?
No, my weapon stayed up. Oh, I moved around. Yeah,
Were
my
you
weapon.
using it with your third arm that you held your
No,
weapon
my weapon
on?
stayed up, but I can spot you my weapon now.
Anyhow, so the reason that's important is because the last combat you had, you didn't use guns, you used grenades.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? But I have a note here that tells me that your weapons have yet to be tested since they have been submerged. And I'm going to tell you, for those of you who have a military background, you would wonder about the functionality of the weapon.
You know what? I don't even have my character doesn't have a military background, but I'm not going to trust my weapon until
Yeah. So
they look.
You know, you specifically were holding mine above.
Okay.
We
So
went
either way,
through- we went
you're
through
gonna
this.
have you're gonna have a good weapon because I'm thinking you're probably a better shot than me anyway.
Yeah, it's a question of where my shard gun's at. I was trying to keep my pistol out of it.
Yeah.
You only kept one
Such
out.
and
You picked
my
one.
pistol, yeah.
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 So
Mine out.
what happened
Shard
was
gun's useless
I gave you the
against red
benefit of the
lads.
doubt if you were submerged for a few minutes, but you weren't. You guys basically
It was a long
lived
time, yeah.
Yeah.
We were
You guys
swamp people
lived-
for a bit there.
underneath that grate for the better part of a couple of hours, opening doors. Your weapons got wet.
We didn't get our tokens.
Our chips for
What do you need tokens for?
mine.
I have no idea. I'm
What's your
sure we
mine?
don't need them. I've got 3 left.
Okay.
That's specifically why I remember.
What's the total?
7.
8.
We're all 7.
It doesn't matter what color they are.
Yeah.
How many you got? 7?
7, yep.
Except it's just obnoxious having them mixed.
Yeah, well. Live with the system.
You're 7 as well. right?
Yep.
Actually, you have 8, don't you?
No.
Okay.
We
I'm
only
the only
8.
one with 8.
Two empathy.
Yeah.
My wits is great. My empathy, not so much.
It's perfectly
Anyway,
average.
I only have 3 left, so it's been a
Oh,
rough
okay, we're
day.
gonna. I'm confused. Do I have 1 or 2?
Kyle.
I know.
All right. So, what are you guys going to do?
Yeah, we
Do you want me to go try to
social this one,
sort
but
this
I
out?
don't know if that's
Social
gonna
it.
work.
Social, at least try to.
Okay. So as you watch them, there are two people who are like they're surrounding the ship, right? You can see them using your ship has like every other ship. It has an intercom on one of the landing legs that allows people to buzz in.
Knock.
Okay. As you watch, you see three people of interest. One, a guy who's carrying a relatively large backpack. A second fellow walks up to him, turns him around, and he opens a panel on it. As he opens the panel on it, an antenna actually extends, and he grabs out a handset from the thing. This would be a long-range communicator of some sort. Okay. Secondly, there is another fellow who is he approaches the intercom of the system itself, and he unlimbers something. Okay, he cracks it open. As it does so, you can see a glow come across it, and he plugs into the starship.
Yeah.
Right. And you can see him.
He's going to
trying
try
to
and hack
hack
it.
We should bump these guys off and steal their equipment.
Yes.
That's actually good. Either way, I still think I'm good. at
Wah,
better
wah,
as a
wah,
distraction.
wah, wah. Free long-range communicator.
I was thinking sneaking up and us taking some of their weapons at work too,
Yeah.
if we can. A little bit.
Oh,
of
you mean all like
hand-to-hand.
Rambo style?
Well, duh. It's been a while since we've had a proper good fisticuffs.
Oh yeah.
So I'll
How's our
give.
fatigue, Craig?
What's that?
Also,
You guys have been up for about 36 hours?
But didn't we chill for 8 for him to hack?
We
Yeah.
yeah.
You didn't sleep.
Chill.
I thought we rested before we went out, but we've been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely rested before.
Yeah, you rested, but I don't think you guys actually slept, right?
Well, we had the 8 hours of him hacking other things. We slept during that.
I think
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, we got like
So yeah, one way or another, Falk is near.
Bulk is done.
yeah. Uh-oh.
All right, so opening fire. Mentioned it a couple
You want
times.
me to?
Actually, I'm just going to
try
draw
to
a
talk to
card
him?
to see if while you guys are talking.
Well, you guys set up.
So as you guys are,
Profitable.
what's that?
Looks profitable.
So as you guys are talking, and sort of discussing what to do, blah blah blah. One of them suddenly turns and he sweeps something your way, right? And you can hear him like he says something to the guy, and the guy turns. And suddenly, everybody goes to cover.
They've spotted us, so let me step forward and start talking to them. Mm-hmm. So I'll.
May I suggest stepping forward with, something protecting your center of mass?
I'm just gonna dive for cover if it comes down to it. I'll wave. I'll give you guys a second to relocate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll wave so that if they only can
Do
see
we need
me,
to sneak?
probably. I don't know what the terrain's like. Hello, I'll say in Mandanese.
Okay. Okay. So the guy, he puts down the thing, the plate closes up, the antenna retracts. He steps forward. He has like a shoulder slung weapon, which he doesn't reach for. And he says, we mean you no harm.
Okay, I'll step forward. Same thing.
Liars.
Okay. You notice, by the way,
That's
these
not
guys
very
are like all of their weapons appear to be like old generation Union weapons, binary propellant. Like these are, they look like surplus. Okay, something that you would hand down to like a planetary.
would they normally have like tech guns that are associated with them?
What do you mean?
Well, like with these Gong Hei troops, normally have like newfangled stuff where the gun will only fire by their
The Union guys, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What you're looking at these guys though is these are old M112, binary propellant pulse rifle kind of ideas.
Yeah.
Right? So they are an older tech.
I'm thinking
Lethal,
the
but not too
downfall.
Well,
skewed-
they'll still kill you pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the downfall skewed things pretty heavily towards the low-tech Gong Hei militia instead of the high-tech, vulnerable Union that was oppressing them. Help them being oppressed.
Okay.
So that's my kind of assumption.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
so he kind of motions. He says, "We mean you no harm."
I'm Captain Hanto Jaeger, Kusari, militia. Here on a contact mission. You guys are from Gong Hei?
They kind of look around. Kusari, he steps forward. He doesn't seem to have any fear.
He's got 5 guys with guns
Yeah.
and 1 guy in a red uniform.
Actually, now that they kind of come out of the mist, you think maybe more than 5. You think maybe 10 or so. Like they were spread out, sort of looking around. But as they coalesce into fighting positions, there are quite a few of them. Because Kusari, well, you're a long way from home, friend.
I am seeking to make contact post-fall.
We might be here of a similar purpose.
Okay, well, I'll walk up to him and...
Okay. So he is,
Shake hands or whatever.
you would guess he's maybe 35 or so. Okay. Your knowledge doesn't extend to Gonghae military rankings.
No.
But he appears to be an officer of some sort. He's wearing, fatigues. The uniform itself, you've seen in passing. It's like if you saw a North Korean uniform. You go, oh, look, a North Korean uniform.
Yeah.
The hat's really tall, right?
Even if I hadn't seen
Yeah.
Right? Anyhow.
Mozambique uniform, I could probably figure it out. pretty
Right.
quick.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
so he sort of pulls on the strap of his weapon so that it kind of cants around behind him. He doesn't have any fear of you at all. He's wearing medium body armor. This is like a light clamshell armor. It looks much like a very light plate mail breastplate. Okay, and it looks to be older than him. Okay.
Okay.
Hand me down again.
And yet it works surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Actually, unsurprisingly well.
Anyhow, so so this is old Union hand-me-down equipment.
Okay. Does he introduce himself?
Yes. I'm Beryl Kung.
Beryl Kung? It's, Dr. Hunter
Actually,
Young?
no. Actually, he wouldn't say that. He would say, I am Lieutenant Kung of the Gonghae People's Militia.
All right, I'll shake his hand or go to shake his hand. As
Okay. He takes your hand. He's young, in good shape, right?
Okay.
So, when he takes your hand, it's definitely a firm handshake.
Okay. Plan A is to make friends.
He's So you say, Captain, the other 5 with you are your...
5. Okay, in other words, they got to count.
Yeah.
They're the crew of the Marilee. We're working for Kusari, attempting to make contact.
So he kind of turns over his... the Marilee, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, well, we're here on a recovery mission. We're looking for some critical equipment back home that has failed. It was manufactured originally here on Caprice. We're hoping to find spares.
Indeed. We're looking for something similar.
Oh. Well, good to meet you then. Perhaps we can share information.
Absolutely.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust them either, but
That's better than getting shot in the face.
there's 10 of them with weapons. And you know what? I might be wrong. And hey, good relations with Gonghae's a win. So
We can
I'm
have
gonna
a
go
go
on
out
plan
before
A.
we start shooting. That
He
might
says-
be good.
The ship, it appears very well equipped for a frontier trader.
That's why it's being retained by the government of Kusari.
I see. Your crew are mercenaries?
They are, yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Everyone knows what Kusari is like. It's like, they are members of the Kusari Defense Force Program. Whatever it is. Kusari works 90% mercenaries.
Yes. Okay, so he says, how long has it been since you made Planetfall?
Here in Caprice?
Yes.
How long has it been? A day and a half? Merely a day and a half.
Actually, it's been longer than that. You
Oh,
guys
we had a
landed,
rest
you
and-
searched.
Yeah.
And 8
you've
hours
you've
at
been,
the other
You've been
place.
here at least 72 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been about 3 days.
Right?
About 3 days. But there's no
Your-
contact from any of the ground. The atmospherics are terrible, so we haven't managed to discern much.
We have 2 ships on Overwatch. They didn't. They've noted several vessels coming and going. Perhaps you were one of them. But
Perhaps.
this is not our jurisdiction. We are here to find what we need and go.
That would account for the 2 large guys.
Well, one thing I can tell you is, I point to the facility behind me, that's Gamora Hub. It had some warbots and sentry bots, but we've taken care of them.
Operational robotics.
Yes. It seemed to be shielded from it appears from what we've discerned so far, and I'm guessing your information is the same, that there's been an EMP pulse that's taken out a lot of the life support and systems of Caprice, hence the tragedy.
We understand that there was some sort of terrorist attack before the unleashing of the virus. We don't know if they're connected in some way. The history that we've found so far is that the virus seems to trace from a location here on Caprice.
How much do we know in Kusari? Everything went dark. Do we know? They probably know more than us then.
So what you know is that your station went dark, and then all of your space defenses start shooting at everything.
Yeah. Because we've had the encounters with the virus as well. Our planetary defense systems were locked out from ground control. It's been dark times in Kusari. We're hoping that, hence why our mission to try to reestablish contact. We've been currently so far to Liberty. So far his response is, they seem to have turned inward and somewhat militaristic. They are an unfriendly place.
So he looks up and he says, "Liberty, you say?"
Yes.
Tell me, did you
I knew we had
find
something.
evidence of the Union fleet? They were in orbit above Gong Hei
That is
before
the
the
last.
incident.
That is
But
the last news we had as well.
But they spun out just before the arrival of the virus.
Really? Okay, well, this guy's being friendly, so I'm going to roll with it. Says, no, there was no evidence. The Liberty was unfriendly, but one of the things I can say for certain is they blamed Gong Hei for the destruction of the Union fleet. So they presumably don't know where it's
Okay,
at.
so
Is that what accurate?
No,
I'm
that's
trying to tell
right.
him the truth.
So now remember, he's wearing this mask, right?
Yeah.
Now he does have what's known as a Spectre helmet. So this is like a special forces helmet. You put it on your head, it has like all your heads up and stuff. But that's hung on his belt. When he says they blame Gong Hei, his eyes just like, those fascist bastards.
And if he looks upset with them, he said, like, Liberty is not a free planet anymore, or at least not for much longer, I expect. Even other members of the Union resident on Liberty are being denied their rights. The Union is no more. I don't know how. I know that Gong Hei had troubles with the Union beforehand, but it is a dream that is lost. And Liberty is throttling its corpse.
One of the other men come up and he's like, Cho-san, and then they speak in Mandanese since you hear them.
Yeah.
They talk quietly and he says, are we going to detain them or are we going to move on? Because we have a lot of objectives before,
Well,
We got shit to do.
I'll pretend not to overhear. And I say, but if you'll allow my crew to return to the Merrilee, we do have, I assume this is correct this time out, as a player, we do have some of the news sheets and stuff we got from Liberty. Or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
We do have some of the news we have from Liberty. Granted, it'll have been sanitized for public consumption. We can relay that to your...
All right. So he turns his, prepare the troops to move out. Your crew is armed, I assume?
Yes,
Let's not have any unfortunate incidents.
I agree.
The survivors here on Caprice are already rapacious enough that we don't need new enemies.
We have not met any survivors yet, but from what we've
Out
seen...
of character, is the station we left, is it still powered?
The station.
Well,
The hub? No, because
The
we
hub.
killed the...
Remember you fried
Then
it?
we
might be able to
no,
restore
we
power.
then we restored it. That's what took a bunch of time.
Yeah, you turned the generator back on. You had to in
Yeah.
order to get any
Yeah,
information.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
if they're looking for information on a specific thing, they might be
Yeah.
able to find it down
Yeah.
there.
So
Okay.
we can also that's the other thing I was going to say
Okay.
in that regard is that we do have power back onto the computers there, and it was protected from the. If they're willing to work with Kusari, if Gong Hei and Kusari are able to work in friendship together in these times of troubles, we might be able to access.
So
some of their archives.
So basically, he's excellent, and our mission must continue.
Okay.
Good luck in whatever you're looking for.
All right. Same to you.
Okay.
What are they looking for? Do we know?
They didn't
No.
say.
They didn't say.
It may
Okay.
be don't need to know.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
As long as you're not looking for the similar stuff as
Do we have comms with them? Can we establish comms with them? Because I'm offering to transfer the information we have from Liberty.
Yeah. So
Like some sort of frequency or something.
So
like
what'll happen is the guy who's wearing the heavy backpack,
Yeah.
he comes over, and he says, Cho-san, he told me that
Yeah.
you have data to transfer to us.
Yes, we have some news from Liberty. The
I don't care about the details. Here's the communication information.
All right, I'll pass that along to my comms guy.
Okay, and they,
My comms guy.
yeah, their squad moves off, using your
Yeah.
new intelligence towards the Gamora hub. Okay.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Well,
I'll move up to the ship.
yes. Let's get on the ship and lock it down.
Okay. So as you do so, Falk approaches. Did he hurt you, baby? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you lower the ramp and into the ship you go. So fair enough. The ship is unharmed, as it's the same as when you left it. What is your next step? By the way, once they disappear into the fog, they disappear.
Peer into the fog.
They, by the way, discovered you using an ultrasonic motion detector.
Yeah.
That's how they saw you. In the
Yeah.
darkness.
We should fill the access port on the comm panel with epoxy or something. It's like courier bike anti-theft hacks.
2 adventures from now, Falk. Are you fucking kidding me? I would like to break into the ship, but
We just have to hide the key someplace really good.
2029.
Wax and ball bearings actually works pretty good. You just have to dig it out, but it's the deterrent.
okay. Okay, so you find yourselves now back on the ship.
Okay.
You are exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weapons back in order, rest, and send information to Dong Hae to keep them on our good side, since they know we're here and they have 2 warships in orbit.
Yeah.
And hey,
That would
they're
explain
reasonably
the 2
helpful.
sharks.
Yep.
That went a lot nicer than
It
it
could
could
have.
have.
I didn't say it was a negative encounter.
Yeah.
It was
Can we get the map back up?
Sure.
I think it's time
So we
for.
only need one more thing of Marvin.
So Vegas Starport's down here, and that's towards where
That's Circo.
Zerko stuff is.
Yep.
Dadian Ventures is Penrose.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if we went, and we are at the Gamora hub right now.
You know the math on finding the arm is like
Oh, I know.
That's why it's
So what?
technically low on the list.
Okay.
The side benefit, though, is just seeing maybe like Penrose's body or something like that would probably be thrilling. Or
Okay,
the
but now we
wreckage
also
of his
have
former
Babylon
palace.
Summit,
So if we go down,
Ganji Trench,
if we go to the Paladin Lots,
and Paladin Lots.
go down to Paladin Lots, pick up the stuff from the
Yeah, so Paladin Lots is the Perogen 17, right?
The manufacturing.
manufacturing equipment. So we go down there, pick that up, head over to the summit,
To the library.
to the library,
Yeah.
pick up
We only need one more for...
pick up
Marvin's
last part of Marvin.
3.
Yeah.
So there's also a Gamora Hub Broker. Is that the one we just got?
That's one we just got.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are allowed. That is true.
Sorry.
Ganji Trench and Babylon Summit. So we only have 3 places to get 1 piece. 2 more places to get 1 piece.
So
No.
I'm saying Paladin Lots, Babylon Summit, Dandian Ventures, and then down to Vegas Starport would be
And then Genji Trench, though, was the other one.
but we won't
it's
need
up out
it.
of the
It's up and out of
except
the way.
it's out of the way versus Babylon Summit's kind of right in the middle of everything, yeah?
Well, if
Yeah.
we're going to be using the ship to relocate, it might not matter too much. But anyway, so next for Paladin
Right.
Lots.
As you approach the trench, though, sorry, the other one was Calway, right? The other trench where the other stuff was.
Callaway Trench?
No. Where was the other trench? No, it was down in the. What was
the Hauser Trench there?
Was it the Hauser Trench where the third piece was?
Yes, EWA R&D.
Okay.
R&B.
So what you do know is at the summit, when you were passing over here, there was some lights in the northern parts of the section, which were the gray zones previously.
Yeah.
There was some pinpoints of light around the Babylon summit.
Okay.
Okay, but the southern trenches were mainly dark.
So it's actually probably better to go into the Hauser Trench.
Well, no, I'm saying it's so dark means no power,
Yeah.
right?
Which means there might be survivors of Babylon Summit. Which could be good or bad, depending.
Well, there's
Probably
probably
desperate.
There's probably some measure of desperation. Desperation that
And
could be met
if I
with
remember correctly-
negotiation or guns. I don't know.
if I remember correctly, Summit was the one of the highfalutin areas.
The summit is the summit. It's
Yeah.
it's basically the core of the CMC, or it was.
So we might want to avoid that.
Yeah, we just have like highfalutin
We'll have all-
folks with.
Well, their private security.
And
right?
all their private security.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're flying around, going.
So, actually, we'd probably do Hauser Trench and then on to Vega if we want to do Paladin Lots, Dandian Ventures, Hauser Trench, and then
Sure.
on to Vega.
Sure, makes
But, in theory, next stop, Paladin Lots.
sounds good to me. Especially since Paladin Lots is the P-17.
Yes. Well, the manufacturing equipment, anyhow.
As long as we don't wear out our welcome before we get to Vega.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Well, let's be useful to those two warships, those Gong Hei ships,
And pass them the information.
pass the news we have from Liberty.
And I think most of us need a nap.
Yes, we gotta rest for a bit
Okay.
and get cleaned up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, definitely showers.
Okay, so you toss away the clothing that you were wearing.
Yeah.
Because,
It's toast.
Gross.
and you also, you also have some maintenance tasks around personal weaponry that you might
Yeah.
want to see to.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we're sleeping in shifts,
So, another day passes, both from your venture into the hub and then from returning and sort of recovering. Everybody will recover because of the use of the
Galley?
galley. You'll recover 2 mind points.
Hooray!
All right. Yeah, you find yourself now. There was no further contact with the Gong Hei soldiers.
Okay.
You saw no vehicles or anything like that. They just kind of disappeared into the mist,
Okay.
and that's that. The one thing you do notice is sitting in the cockpit. Every so often, it's dark here. Okay, and it's covered with mist. And what happens is every so often, some light flits through the darkness. Okay, it's very uncommon, but it also means that over time, except for like because you're in the dark in cockpit, for example, and except for the glow of like the panels here and there, it's dark. It allows your eyes to adjust to this gloom, and eventually, though, you actually see sort of like these. Imagine, if you would, that you are in a deep snowstorm, okay, and you're looking at like a small town 10 kilometers away. You can kind of see it, right?
Yeah.
It's there,
there's
but
a glow in the snow.
that's right. And you really can't make out anything in particular. The other thing that happens as well is, as part of the failing atmospherics, a rain actually happens, and the rain brings with it a lot of particulates. Okay, that actually cover your all of your outside hatches, unless you go out and clean them, with sort of like a heavy film of dust, etc. Okay.
Salt cake.
Go into the car wash.
That's right.
All right. So,
So what,
Well,
do you want rolls for the weapons or? Okay.
this time.
just time.
It's
Yeah.
kind of normal that we get them
Yeah,
gummed
we're
up.
pretty-
with
Is this
stuff.
film going to affect our flying?
What's that?
Is this film going to affect?
No,
our-
what it does is after the rain is finished, now even that glow is gone because of this.
Yeah.
This.
In other words, you're gonna have to use the windshield wipers
Yeah.
to be able to see.
So yeah, we'll do some cleaning before we relocate. So Paladin Lots is far enough. We're going to want each of those squares is like
10 kilometers.
10 kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's even more than I thought.
No.
But like Gamora Hub to Paladin Lots is 1, 2, 3 of those.
I think it was actually.
it's
What was
More.
the scale that we put it? Oh, wait.
somewhere. It's
Yeah.
off the edge. I think.
Sorry.
Was it something smaller, like 2K a square?
I think it was 2K, actually.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So 6 kilometers, far enough that we're probably gonna want to fly. No. I remember
Actually,
Well, it's
being
only an
somewhere.
hour's walk if it was flat.
Yeah,
Yes.
but navigating in this and getting
If you recall, though, the trench goes down quite a ways, right?
Yeah.
So it's not.
If
flat.
public transit and
That's
stuff
why
was
I said
operating, we
like
just hop on the tube.
6
go
kilometers
back
from
there,
here, we have to
get
go like
down.
that.
Sorry. Yeah, the trench is actually over 100 kilometers long, right?
Yeah.
So that is, those are actually 5 kilometers circulars.
15.
About 15 kilometers.
Yes.
Yeah, which wouldn't be bad if transit was running and there was
No,
cameras.
remember,
and stuff.
transit took forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
Well, it was
you
a
and
bit
guys
locked
were up
down.
Better
to-
than flying in.
But you went up
airspace.
to
Yeah.
see the terrorists, and it took
Freedom fighters.
forever.
Took you 8 hours.
Terrorists.
The Liberati.
Well, okay. As Yager, they were terrorists.
Yes, that's true. you guys are supposed to be saying that freedom fighters. I'm supposed to be saying that.
Okay.
I don't think Judah trusts anything organized. It's coming down to that.
So Falk is up and monitoring signals telemetry. He says, I'm getting some weak signals from the north that looks like some sort of location beacons or something, but there's no actual traffic. I am getting some encryption stuff. That might be our Gonghe friends.
Probably.
I'm not going to spend any time decrypting it, though, because
It's not worth it.
what's the point?
Yeah.
So,
Well, now
where
that the big
exact-
ship knows about us, or we know that the big ship knows about us.
Should we file a flight plan?
No, is that a courtesy? We're going to be hopping, so...
Caprice, Essex Com Chemicals. Yeah, I'm assuming we're going to want to hop to... We have an address for Essex Com, do we not?
Yeah. So they aren't technically air traffic control.
no.
No. I think as long as we're staying...
But they could shoot us out of the sky if they
Yeah,
had
true,
the
but
interest.
they apparently are here looking for something in themselves, right?
Yeah.
So,
So
They're
as long as we
scavenging
don't...
as much as we are,
Yeah.
if not more.
okay. What do you guys do?
Oh, let's head to Essex Comms then. Your chemicals.
Essex Com.
I'm okay with
Probably
timing it
lost.
for when the big guys aren't, right
Overhead?
Yeah.
Why poke the bear?
Yep. They
All
don't
right.
need to know about us.
Which one was Essex Com? Where is that?
Paladin Lots.
Paladin Lots.
Okay. Okay. So you lift from the hub, and
It's rolling up a whole mess of who knows what.
yeah, these guys are, they are making no compunction about trying to stay silent or anything like that. They are flying. They fly overhead with active
Yeah.
sensors on, basically doing terrain mapping, etc., from orbit. Okay. Considering that their troops are probably blind, right, because of this soup.
They're probably broadcasting like data
yeah.
about the terrain, where
Exactly.
they are, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and for some reason they're not in geostationary orbit. It could be that they're, they don't want anybody hiding behind the planet. So, militarily, anybody who has leader, what that would tell you is that they perhaps fear some sort of surprise attack or something along that line. So they're keeping themselves.
Never still, always vigilant.
Yes, they're making sure to ping because the worst thing you can do is not ping. Okay. Okay, so you find yourself waiting for them to pass overhead. They this is my best friend. Dale, one ping offered. Actually, no ping. Should have been a ping. And then suddenly there were people everywhere. Okay. Yeah. So you guys wait for the active sensor signatures to go overhead, and then basically skip. Now you are using your terrain following sensors to do this, right? You weren't flying blind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so, correct.
As much as I trust Judah, I don't trust the. I don't
All right.
trust
So this will
the.
be a routine piloting roll, just not to run into anything that the terrain sensors don't find.
Like a randomly floating.
Loading
Ambulance.
crane, or yeah,
Carbon fiber spars that don't show up on it.
yeah. That was what it was last time, I think, right?
D8, D10, D6.
Yes. Single success will do it for you.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, great. All right, so this is routine. You basically pass through the fog, and you pass through the fog and find yourselves now hovering above Paladin Lots. Now, unlike the Gamora hub, which was dark, Paladin Lots is lit. Not heavily, but there are sections definitely where there are pools of light from some sort of ground activity. Unfortunately, the only sensors you have, which are eyeball Mark 1.0s, they don't really tell you anything except the fact that there's light down there. Okay, your sensors themselves aren't specific enough to actually pick up individual movements or anything like that. Although Falk does tell you, I'm picking up some local frequencies. It looks to be some hen encrypted stuff but I don't know what they're talking about. Quite
Are
a
they
few of
using
them
the
down below.
same protocols as our Going Hey friends, or different?
No, this is definitely not military
Okay.
encryption.
Well, do we have an address for SXCOM? So let's put down
On. Do
Okay.
they have
in
their
their
own?
facility if they have landing.
What's that?
In their facility if they have landing.
So your IRS is a bit out of date on on actual maps. You would be directed by air traffic control to find this place.
Okay.
Okay, so as you hover above, you are like you're hovering above, sort of trying to determine exactly where it is that you're trying to land. Your IRS information kind of gives you about a kilometer's worth of area. As you're circling through that area, there is a okay. Your ship is suddenly rocked by something heavy. Something actually hits the hull. Okay, and yeah,
Shields up.
Cursing,
yeah, right.
You're under fire.
cursing ensues.
Yeah. So Falk immediately turns and he says, "Ballistic impact. I'm tracing the origin.
No.
Is a
Someone
single
throw a rock
projectile?
at us?
No, I think it was a metal injector.
Injecting what?
Metal into our hull. So let's take evasive action.
Okay.
Get low. Behind some
So
cover.
injecting what? Is that what you say?
What?
Is
Shields
that
up.
what you say? Somebody roll for the toughness of the ship, please.
Okay, just give me a second. I don't know what this
My
one.
baby.
It's gonna be 2d8.
Okay.
Don't touch my baby.
A d8 for the size of the ship, plus a d8 for the armor.
7 and a 5.
Okay, so 2 successes versus my success. A second one hits you just above the engine port.
Take evasive action. Get low behind cover. I'll hit the shields. Do we have
No,
shields?
we don't.
No! There's never been shields in this game. What game are you playing?
I'm still flashing back to Star Wars there for a minute.
Back in the old... I've never been in space before, so... But when I watched the old Holophants, they had like this magic field thing.
But
Okay,
From
yeah,
the
get low
point of,
evasive
point
action.
of view, is there anything visible? Can we
Okay, so...
do
Someone drop into the bottom
Get to
turret.
your turrets.
Okay, so first off, let's make a roll for Falk. So it's going to be a D12 for his smarts, a D8 for his
Comms back.
comm spec, and a D8 for the enhanced sensors.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
2 successes.
2 successes on 1 dice.
I love this new system.
Yeah, so he's like, it's coming from somewhere to port. I'm guessing 2-3 kilometers distance. I can't really tell. Meanwhile, you're flying.
I don't want to be hit anymore, so
Okay.
I'd like to stop it.
All right. So make your evasive. So what's going to happen is they're going to attack again. In this case, though, what you will do is you will add your piloting and armor to the defense of the ship. So what's your pilot? What's your agility?
D10.
Okay, plus pilot.
You're to go 8.
Okay. Roll those and D8 for the armor of the ship.
Any way I can help with command?
And still a D6.
What's that?
What's the D6? That's just random.
Oh, it's for your freighter flying. So absolutely. Okay.
Gross.
2 successes, though.
Okay.
Bad.
Ooh, 3. All right. Something hits you again.
I can
In this,
reroll failures.
what's that?
I can reroll failures.
You can.
Now that I'm beefed back up, because that's just icky. Just the dice I didn't like.
Okay, and you got a 1 on one of those
I
dice.
did.
Okay.
Oh, that counts now, doesn't it?
It does.
Blech. Gross. I hate you both.
And you failed that, so you are now frustrated.
I am
So
frustrated.
you will take a D4 penalty to wits.
Grr.
Is it on the penalty dice or is it just drop a die?
I get a bonus dice for it.
Okay.
God, I am frustrated. I'm mad at them. They're bad dice now.
Bad dice. Bad dice.
Penalty box. Naughty.
Okay.
So, does the ship
Hold on.
get an armor, toughness and armor roll then?
She already rolled the armor roll.
Oh, okay.
So we're now going to hit where
Fucking sucked, didn't it?
we're actually going to see where it hit.
It was actually my piloting that failed. The armor lasted, and
Doesn't matter.
And my agility did okay.
The entire roll is avoiding damage. One moment, please, while I bring up my traveler rules
Are we? Oh,
for the
all the rules. Just
Yeah.
all the
Just
rules
all the
at
rules.
once.
all rules all the time. But you're right. You're right. We actually have a Coriolis critical hit location, so we'll use that.
oh no.
Thanks for reminding me.
Is it going to be worse than what Traveler would get?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Kyle.
We all go boom,
Bam, bam, bam.
and then we get to figure out what we're doing after that.
Okay, so next game. Okay, who wants to roll the critical hit? Okay, so your ship takes 1 point of hull damage.
Okay.
Okay, of the. Did I give you the stats on your ship?
I have the Coriolis stats on the ship.
Yep. What's the how much hull damage do you have?
5 points.
Okay, so you take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
This is something that is maglev accelerated, and it's hurling something the size of a fridge at you.
Oh,
Oh.
someone's picked up a rather large
And 2 successes from Falk didn't show us its location?
He hasn't rolled his turn.
Oh, okay. I thought that was...
Pretty much. I'm hating this pattern. Like, so seriously.
Is this supposed to be the wider?
Okay. So they have target lock on you. Something is fixating on you. Perhaps fixating on your sensors. Could be. Could be.
Nice hint.
Okay. And
Yes, there is.
I have only had 1 cup, so there
go ahead and roll 2 dice.
Do you want...
Who wants to roll those 2 dice?
Oh, rolling.
Kyle is
Okay, you're the engineer.
So what dice am I rolling?
2 dice 6.
Ding, 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 ding.
High and low are bad.
So a 5 would probably be considered bad.
2 and a 3.
All right. Yeah, so what happens is something hits you. You can actually feel the ship shudder, and suddenly part of the thrusters, the thruster section suddenly goes red. Boop, boop, boop. You've lost all starboard maneuvering. Okay? The ship, of course, you're trying to control it, so you're ducking down. You're using both sides. Suddenly, the port side suddenly push you off. Okay? And you find yourself now, with the ship being much more difficult to control than it was, about a minute ago.
So critical damage is starboard thrusters.
Starboard thrusters, correct. Effectively, what this means is that all difficulties that you do will be plus 1d6.
We need land. Out of sight of this thing.
Yeah.
If it's
Thank you.
if it's firing from ground level, I say just get out of its line
Can
of
we
sight.
just sit on
and-
them with the ship?
Right, so let's do Falk's.
You wanna roll? You roll.
Yep.
So it's a D12, D12, D8, D6.
Yes. No, d8.
D8.
d12, d8, d8.
Do it.
Yep.
Or I'll do it. Anybody can do it.
Get still one of these.
Okay, let's make it happen.
11, 8, and 2.
So
4 successes.
4 successes.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I just need successes. I don't need the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
To do the...
Okay. I got the last power surge. It's about 3 kilometers north of here. They're charging up again.
Well, if he's got a location...
Who's in the bottom turret? Top turret, you have no shot.
Bottom turret.
Okay, bottom turret, you have the PDW. Inside of the atmosphere, that's going to be pretty long range for the PDW.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hit him with the sand.
it's too far from the
Too
sand
far
as well.
from
the
Not
sand,
in the
too.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Sand's not very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
It just kind of becomes...
No, and then there's
PDW has close range. Inside of the atmosphere, the range on your weapons is significantly truncated, right?
Yeah. Or you can try and nail him with a missile.
I'll start off with the PW.
Okay.
So what's
If we get to ground, will we be out of their line of sight?
What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember, this is a trench, right?
Yes.
So
Are they up a bit on the side?
Yeah, so
Okay.
like these are platforms going down the sides of the trench, right?
Yeah.
There is no floor. The trench continues down for
Ever.
ever,
Yeah.
right? And the deeper you go, the denser it gets. So right now you're on like level 50.
Yeah.
So you could drop over the edge and down into the trench, which should theoretically get you out of their firing range, but it will also eliminate your firing solution on them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
down,
try a
over,
burst.
up.
So I've got my agility, my ranged combat, and then the
Okay.
ship's gun.
So we are now officially in ship's combat. Okay. Okay, captain, engineer, pilot. Falk will be the sensor operator, and you're the gunner.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Now you're the secondary gunner, meaning that you'll have a choice between whether you captain or whether you
Gun.
lead.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So exactly what do...
I believe our lasers are probably kind of not very effective in all this.
Not in the
fog
soup.
down here.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's why they're hurling fridges at you.
So the point defense has a +2, damage of 2, a crit of 3.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there dice that I need to throw for this gun?
+2 bonus would be a d6.
Okay, so the order phase is this. You give orders.
Okay. Return fire. Pass on a firing solution. I'm going to captain. So
Choices are repair, evade, retreat, attack.
attack.
Go. Okay, attack. Sounds good. Go ahead and make your leadership roll.
That's command. So D6 and wits.
Yes.
D10.
Empathy. Empathy.
Oh, empathy. D10. And then do I get that D10 combat die or not for captaining?
Nope.
Nope. That's only for when you're shooting things, right?
Yes.
That's your crits.
5 and 7. So that's 1 and 2 successes then.
2 successes.
Fleet tactician plus D6 command on ship.
Okay, so roll an extra d6.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So what that'll do is that'll grant you an extra d4 to 2 people or an extra d6 to 1 person.
All right. I'm thinking D6 to you.
All right.
Okay. So now we do the engineering phase.
Yeah, D6 to you.
Engineering phase.
Yeah, for about
Okay.
Okay.
So the engineering phase is you are going to first thing you do is energy distribution. You can then either repair hull damage, repair system damage, overload the reactor if you need more power,
Ooh.
repair critical damage, repair modules, which you don't have to do because nothing's been critically damaged or nothing's out of service, or open an airlock, which, you know. Okay, so how many energy points does your ship have?
5.
5. Okay. So everything costs a certain amount of energy.
Okay.
So flying costs energy. Overloading the reactor doesn't cost energy. Repairing hull damage does, though.
Repairing critical damage?
Repairing system damage will cost you an energy point. That is correct.
Okay. And do I need to put energy towards his attack, or...
You do? Yep.
Okay.
So what are you firing? PDW?
PW.
That's
yeah.
1 energy.
You
Okay.
almost need to give him a stack thing for counting energies.
Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Here we go. So that's what, 5 energy?
Yeah.
So we need
4 and 5.
So-
1 for shooting.
1 for shooting, 1 for the repairing the thrusters.
Yep.
Here, red for shooting. Nice.
So yeah, so officially it goes captaining, which doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
Blinkers.
No, left hand, because we're going to
Matthew
cost...
left.
Engineering phase, then the piloting
They've been
phase,
shot out. We have to open an
Then-
airlock and hand signal.
then
Yeah.
the sensor phase.
3 left to make it right.
You know it's going to be this.
I'm just going to turn on my turning signal. Okay. Yeah, so 5 phases. Captain, engineer, piloting, sensor, attack.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
if I put 2
By
energy,
the-
two
yeah.
energy into, say, her piloting, what does that do if...
Okay, so during the pilot phase, you have a choice between positioning, advancing or retreating, evasive, ramming, or boarding.
I heard he was leaning towards ramming, but
It uses
Oh, it's
energy
closer
points
to-
equal to the size class of the ship.
so 2.
So, Light Freighter is a... It's got a 3 in brackets. So
There you go. It's going to cost you 3 energy points to move the ship.
So to do anything, it's always 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough for repair,
That's
shoot,
got-
and move.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's every round he gets 5?
Right, which means though no power for the sensors.
Fun. Can we not move?
I'd rather you move and we lose sensors, 'cause that'll also hopefully lose their lock on us.
True. If he's not misleading us.
This is where overloading comes in. Get that extra.
Yeah, so he can break the target lock, right?
Right.
For 1 energy point, which is what they're using to fire at you. And that'll be Falk's system's ability versus whoever's on the ground system's ability.
Yeah, I guess we're not moving,
It's
man.
up to you. You tell me. You're defining energy.
So you got 5 points. You can put 3 there, 1 there to repair, 1 there for PDW. That was originally what you were saying. Senses are just 1.
Sensors are 1. That is correct.
So sounds like we need to like permanently upgrade our ship to get to 6 instead of 5.
If you pilot with 2, or you need 3 or nothing, or is it a penalty?
What's that?
Piloting with 2, is that a penalty?
Evasive. No. So what happens is moving the ship is not the challenge. It's doing something aggressive with it.
Flinging it around.
So less than 3, you're
Go
not
juice.
evading anything.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
You're attempting to keep the ship in the sky.
What if we just want the ship to... Well, that again would lose... Yeah.
Okay.
Repairing makes sense because it gives her a penalty dice. So I think your original 1, 3, and 1 makes sense.
Yeah.
There, I've made a battle map for you.
And then it's a...
Not using leadership.
I'm assuming it's a
That's
tech
high-end
roll
graphic
to
What are you trying to do? Do the repair?
repair the thrusters. Or is that going to be something that requires a...
Nope. Are you now? Do you need spares to do it?
Have spares?
Okay. There is no spare. If you do this in combat, you cannot do it cheaply. It's taking something else, putting something else in. You're not attempting to recover parts.
Well, in that case, maybe sensors instead of repair, and leave a repair for after combat. Your call.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. What? Where's that going?
Sensors.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So no repair
No
happening.
repair.
Okay. So engineering phase has moved on. Okay. You can
Feel
attempt to
powerful?
overload the reactor. That's free.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So
that
and
get
you
him extra
are.
points to
What is
spend?
your? What's that?
Does that get him extra points to spend when you overload
Yes.
the reactor? Yeah.
Yeah. Basically,
At
it
what
increases the output. What's that?
At what cost? Is
Um,
it just skill rolls or?
It is a skill roll. Failure means you suffer hull points of damage.
Okay, but success just means
Extra energy points.
all right.
You can overload the reactor up to a bonus of 3 energy points.
You're a good engineer. Free energy.
Anyhow, so already determined. Okay, so piloting. Your action is position, evade, ramming, or boarding.
I'd like to get closer, I guess, for his shooting.
Okay, so you're going to position yourself. Okay, absolutely. She is positioning, which is in benefit of attack.
Yeah.
Therefore, she can use your leadership dice. If she was evading, for example, she can't use your leadership dice because she's not following your orders.
Okay. So do you want to use D4 or save it for his shoot roll?
Well, I have a penalty of D4 right now.
Yeah. So let's split it up.
D6.
Oh.
You have a penalty of D6.
No, you said D4.
Oh, I lied. D6. It's 2 points. So
Okay.
D6.
Yeah, maybe I'll pass that along to let her use it up then. Let Judy use up the.
Okay.
No, she's got a penalty to her wits of a D4. It's a D6 penalty for the ship maneuverability from the critical.
So she correct. So D4.
So I have 2 penalties.
right, but
Holy
it's
fuck.
agility to flying.
Oh, right. All right.
So that D4 penalty doesn't count
Yeah.
for this.
So you're rolling a penalty, I'm rolling a penalty.
No, the
Okay,
the
so I roll the
penalty's
difficulty. Okay, so the normal difficulty for maneuvering a ship would be 2d6. I'm replacing one of those d6 with a d8 because there's clutter. Okay, and this is the d6 for the penalty for the maneuvering. So I'm going to generate a difficulty for you, and you're going to roll against it. This is a
You need more
you
than
have to
successes.
equal
Or
successes.
you have to equal or exceed.
3 successes.
Fuck it up. Not with those dice.
Ooh,
Fuck.
got some mind points there.
I do. Bad dice.
I'll try some of mine.
Maybe you want me to touch your dice.
Maybe you do want to touch my dice. Do you want to touch my dice? How many successes so far?
Just one.
Okay.
2,
2,
3.
3.
3. All right. All right. So you spin the ship around. Instead of sort of drifting to the side, you actually do a circle. Sort of keeping your nose pointed.
3 rights make a left.
Exactly. Or 3 lefts make a right, because we can't go right now.
Oh, that's
turn on
yeah.
the blinker.
Well,
Now-
let's turn upside down.
Here's the problem, though. Since you only equaled the difficulty, no bonuses for you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So you are now at... no, we're now doing the sensor phase. He's trying to...
But no energy. Oh,
Break
yes.
lock.
He's trying to break lock, which is not in service to attack. So he will roll D12, D8, D8. Do it. So D12 is his smarts.
Yeah.
D8 is his syscom.
Yeah.
D8 is the sensor
The
package
enhanced
of the
sensor
ship.
package of the ship, yes.
5 successes. Nice. Okay. So
My dice.
Go Folk.
so his skill. Okay. So his he has a D6 wits. He has a D6 syscom, and he's got a basic sensor package, right? But I'm going to give him a D4 because you're using active sensors.
Yeah.
1 success. So that is how many bonuses?
4.
4. All right. Yeah. I don't think so. Have some of this.
We've been jammed, sir.
Literally.
Strawberry.
All
You
right.
do know there's a sequel coming.
Oh.
Are they
so-
gonna do it?
Stop.
No.
Okay, so now we are talking about the attack phase.
Yes.
Okay, so their attack phase is they're going to hurl another fridge at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your attack phase, so they're going to fire a weapon system. That's what that is. So you're, I think, going to do the same, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a choice between firing a weapon system, launching a torpedo, which in this case is a missile, or B, defensive fire. Okay, so defensive fire allows you to shoot stuff out of the sky as it's attacking you.
Oh,
Or you could
okay.
shoot the fridge.
By the way, launching missiles, 0 energy.
Mm-hmm.
We need more
Ah,
missiles, is what you're saying.
Was that?
We need more missiles, is what you're saying.
They are expensive, though.
they're quite expensive.
We
It's like
have like
throwing money at the
We
enemy.
have a few. I've never shot the missiles. This is exciting.
No,
We have-
because
Maybe
we
I should
force
shoot the
them.
missiles.
we have 4 missiles. We also have 4 plasma missiles.
Ah,
But anyways, I think if you destroy the whatever's shooting at us,
yeah.
then we don't have to worry about anything else.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I've
But
been in the
PDW
forces for a
actually-
long time. What do I think the chances of actually hitting with the PDW one?
With the PDW, okay, 3 kilometers away with the PDW.
Yeah.
The PDW is a zero atmosphere weapon, right?
Yeah.
It hurls relatively light projectiles, a lot of them.
Yeah.
The challenge with that is the relatively light projectiles are prone to deviate in gravity,
Yeah.
right? So what's the chance of hitting them? Well, you're a pretty good gunner, and the PDW is an excellent weapon. So,
It's not too bad.
No,
so
I
what's
moved us
the bonus
closer,
of the
though, didn't I?
PDW?
Yeah. I should try to
Plus
figure that
2.
Plus 2, so that's an extra D6.
And didn't
Okay.
I move us closer?
Yeah, but no bonuses because you only just made your roll.
out. Yeah, I'll just try shooting at it with PDW with this handful of dice that I have.
All right. Okay. So it'll be
Agility.
agility
Ranged combat.
plus a d6 for the gun.
Plus a d6 for the gun.
Right.
Yes.
Now, how much ammo do you want to spend? Because it's also an automatic weapon.
I'll use a bunch. I'm just gonna. host
Okay.
these
How much
fools.
ammo do you have? How many loads?
I used to have a fair bit.
Well, we have 12 of 25 in the ammo, so
Okay. So for every one that you spend,
Yeah.
you'll add an extra d6.
Okay.
Spend a couple.
Yeah, we'll do a couple more.
Okay. So weapon ammunition depleted to 9. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you your target difficulty. Okay. So normally target difficulty is 2d6. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an extra d8 for range because of the weapon.
Okay.
2 successes.
All right.
Everything up. Okay, so if you score 1 success,
Mhm.
if you score 2 successes, you've missed.
Okay.
You have to hit 3 to do it.
Okay.
Okay, do it. And then extras are extra.
Yeah.
oh, and then he needs a D10 for his critical roll.
Oh, and a d10 for your critical, yeah. So this guy right here.
Okay.
Okay,
There's 4 successes.
4 successes. You only needed 2. So, the PDW does how much damage?
Damage of 2.
Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. That's 5 successes. That's a 9, not a 6.
Okay. So 5 successes. So does how much?
2.
2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That would be enough, by the way, to shatter your ship if it wasn't armored. All right. So you turn in that direction. So your ship, the Merrily, spins around. Now, some people might say it's a nimble dance. The reality is it's sort of spinning mostly out of control. Okay? But as you actually spin, the PDW basically just hoses that entire area. You kind of point at the lights and just start shooting. Okay? As you do so, you see the lights go out, you see minor secondary explosions, and no return fire comes.
Nice shot. Now, so that sounds like I can get a look at that.
I'll be like, hey, spy me. We're going to need to make more ammo.
I'll get on that.
All right?
But you go through a third of what we, a quarter of what we had on board.
Yeah, so remember when I told you this gun is meant to be fired like boop, boop,
Yeah.
like short controlled bursts? Not hold down the trigger.
Yeah, we're taking damage.
By the way, just so you know how effective this PDW is. Now, it's very short range. That's the first thing. But you can fire up to 5 rounds with the PDW.
Yeah.
Did you fire 2 or 3?
3.
3.
I guess I added 2 bonus dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2d6.
Oh, I see 1.
Yeah, one's paid for already.
Right.
For,
It's a mass driver.
or that first D6 is the first ammo.
Yeah. And I think the stats on that are actually wrong.
Well, I'm just going by what you have down here,
yeah,
of course, because
so-
this was actually a higher tech level than most of our weapons.
It is, yeah. So what it should be is the bonus. Well, we'll figure it out later. Okay, yeah. So you see secondary explosions happening. You've pacified that area. Okay. This is like your high tech. This is the higher tech version of the minigun that you.
Yeah, the projectiles are actually Samsung Galaxy 8. They're explosive rounds. They fly all over the place, but man, when they hit, it's ugly.
Oh, don't have me to make explosive rounds.
We just have to hope that we don't get hit in the magazine.
Yeah.
I'm kind of picturing like the Rambo scene, right? with the M60 or whatever they had, the RPK, yeah, or the John Keeshan. All right. So that said, you have now pacified the area.
Okay.
Area pacified.
Okay.
Well, let's get
Your
down.
ship, however, is still, you're doing a circle not because you want to.
Let's get down and get fixed. But get down someplace.
Get down as close to the Essex chemicals as we can, or where we think it is.
All right. You don't know where it is. You're going to have to scout it out from the ground. And again, in the soup, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
All right. Well,
Do we have at least have a level that it's on?
It should be like right here somewhere.
Okay. Set us down. You guys go scout it while I try and get that what's left of that thruster back up and running.
yeah.
Details.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay.
So if there's a large warehouse or something, that might be nice. There's some place to shelter.
Yeah.
Site.
All right. So the train following shows opening spaces everywhere. You can kind of, through the train following radar, through the enhanced package, sort of pick out what it looks like down there. But again, this is not what you and I think of as, like what a street on a road would be. This is multi-level, 3-dimensional. Even on the levels, there are multi-levels of landing pads, etc. You do think, though, that you find a clearing pad or space clear enough to land, because again, she has no counter vector control. So if the ship drifts, she has to kind of bring it around again. So she's going to need lots of space. You do find an area clear enough. It looks like the landing pad for maybe some larger lifters or something like that, but it's definitely clear.
Might be Essex Com.
Might be.
Okay.
All right.
Put
Well,
this
let's
down.
put her down.
Shall we set the ship down? Okay. So normally, this is just a flat difficulty 1. However, your ship is damaged. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate an extra dice of damage. Oh, okay. So 1 extra success. You need 3 to put it down.
There's 2.
Okay, actually, no, sorry. You need 2 to put it down.
Okay.
Right, so normal is difficulty 1, now difficulty 2. Okay, so yeah, so your ship. Ah, shit. We're good.
We're good. What are you talking about?
Falk turns to you. Did you just turn off the grav plate to land?
I'll never tell. Flip back on.
What's it worth for me not to tell?
Flag is like, where's all this extra energy
Over the
come from?
call. That's how you turn that off, right?
All right. So that said, you guys are down. You're not really centered, but you're down. Okay. Somewhere off, maybe a kilometer or so away, some secondary fires kind of burn. The flames are kind of they're anemic in this low oxygen environment.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Okay.
yeah. There's some funny colors going on.
Yeah, exactly. And every so often, though, it's still cooking off some sort of chemical reactions. As if there's like a chemical manufactory or something over there.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, this entire thing could all be chemical manufactories, so...
Okay, what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna get out and survey the damage to...
Alright.
I'm gonna do a patrol outside the ship, I think.
I'll go with Beggs.
Yeah, I should.
Okay, sounds good. You guys head outside.
Recon.
Repairs.
Falk will maintain sensors, and Rika will actually get in, or Rika, Ari get into the lower gun, just to cover you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yours is easy. So the ship itself is basically like 2 engines, and then you have the center mass.
Yeah.
It actually hit right on the strut where the engine is attached to the ship. Okay. Whatever hit you left it down about 3 meters across. So it was moving at ballistic speeds, but not hyper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're thinking that it's some sort of, repurposed magnetic launcher. Yeah. It could be a magnetic launcher that they would use to launch cargo into orbit.
Yeah.
I keep thinking trebuchet.
Okay. That said, though, plates are buckled, and where it hit, it kind of slid along the hull, and basically ripped off all of the what do you call it that are along
The
there.
plating?
Yeah, not the plating, the thrusters.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so all the nozzles that allow you to turn, etc.
Like all that.
You're guessing for a full repair 5 days.
How much to get it so the penalty's not?
An emergency repair. How willing are you to throw parts at it? Okay, anyhow, I'll allow you to decide that. You guys suit up and head outside. Okay, your respirators give you 8 hours. You charge them. Okay, and as you head outside, sure enough, this is a gigantic landing pad. You can actually see several causeways leading here from what looks to be different manufactories, and there were automated rails that would bring drones with loading cranes and derricks, etc. You would guess ships up to 10,000 tons could have alighted here in order to be loaded. So,
So one of these paths probably leads to Essex Con.
you would think so.
I'm
Go ahead
guessing they're
and
conveniently not labeled.
we are going to make we're going to make a wits plus what is it? Scouting?
Survival or observe?
Observe. Wits plus observe.
I have
Okay.
observed.
Cheery observe.
Okay,
So
and
we
I'm
both
going to
roll,
roll
or-
an extra. Yeah, you both roll. Okay.
So
Two successes.
2 successes. Not quite 3.
I try.
One success.
She's more like a brick on the wind.
All of my landings have equaled my takeoffs.
We've had a couple of
Pretty amazing takeoffs and landings.
Yeah.
And I flew inside a broken ship, too.
There's some disparity between how you're describing this, though, and how the ship looked after you were done landing it.
Who else can fly the brick of our ship in an underground?
Okay, so
system.
what were you saying? So did you get any
One success. Yeah.
And I got 2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes. So sure enough, it's relatively easy to mark or to notice. This pad, they're like on one causeway. You actually see like all of the companies that are serviced by this
Yeah.
by this loading crane.
Ah.
Okay, Essex Com is one of them. Essex/Com,
Yeah.
right, is one of them.
Oh, right.
Okay, so you kind of look up towards where the fires are,
I feel optimistic.
and yeah, that was the value of the ground damage that you did.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so what did we land on?
No, the ground down like a me shooting.
Oh. All right. Well, shall we?
King of shovel.
Shall we go follow this path or wait for?
Okay, you want to move into the choking smoke?
I think so.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So you guys are fixing. Ari's
Yeah.
inside. Falk is, and you two
Yeah.
head off. Okay. What are you taking with you?
Split the party. What?
PDW. Weave vest. I think kit.
All right.
Usual stuff.
I'm gonna go with a long rail rifle and a charge pistol.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And a vest.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
have to, because of my high strength, I have to choose between the Gauss pistol or the charge
Oh.
PDW.
Yeah. I'll do grenades and my
Okay.
I have my
kit
charge
the use.
PDW. That's it.
The use.
That's
Okay, so you guys head out. As you do so, they kind of disappear into the fog. You guys are still in encrypted communication,
Yeah.
and you head towards that way. Now, something's burning ahead of you. Despite the fact that your respirator filters out all toxins and stuff, there's still this sort of this faint, acrid smell, and it burns your eyes for sure.
Okay.
Okay. As you sort of move towards it, like the dull glow, now the fog and the soup is sort of mixed in with the smoke emerging from this.
Oh.
And suddenly ahead of you, you actually see like somebody run in front of the fire.
Okay.
Are they on fire?
No, they're not on fire. But you know when somebody runs, suddenly like there's
Yeah.
like the fire
You see
dims for a moment as
Yeah,
it,
we
As a
see
shadow,
them,
like
yeah,
their,
the
their
fire.
silhouette.
yeah.
Right. Well, we'll move undercover, I'm thinking. How far do you want to push this?
Oh no, let's just go for it.
I was hoping to at least find that Essex Com facility sign before we turn back.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Scope
Yeah,
out.
I don't know. I mean, somebody running for cover is not like one person running is not
Yeah,
much.
that's right. Let's scout this out.
All
All right. Okay. So it sounds like you're skulking.
We are definitely skulking.
So there's a skulking skill. It's not
Skulking.
called skulking, but
Skulking.
It's called infiltrate.
infiltrate.
I'll hang back a bit. I'll let you take point. I have the
That's
skill.
Agility.
Agility
Yeah, it would be agility.
or wits.
I'm actually going to rule the best of either infiltrate or move.
They're the same.
Oh, which are the same for me.
Okay, go for it.
It's a 0 versus a D6 for me if I was
Oh,
there.
that's a big difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a lot of move and no.
Yeah. She's
Two
so
successes.
subtle.
What? How's that? 2 successes.
Or one success. You're
There
right.
you go.
Okay.
Not adding them together.
1 success.
One success. All right. So actually, sorry, both of you get a bonus d6 for the smoke
Oh, okay.
and a bonus d6 for the darkness.
And a bonus d6 for the
I
bonus?
stand by one success. I refuse to use these bonus
Oh,
successes.
3 successes. I take advantage of the darkness
All right.
and the gloom.
It's so dark. I need to use my flashlight to see where I'm going. It's so gloomy. I need to use a brighter flashlight.
What
to
it
see
does
where I'm
mean,
going.
those darkness and smoke will also be penalties to your observe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am running LR, IR.
Yeah. So
Goggles.
everything's red,
Yeah.
right? Because the soup is basically.
Absorbing all the
Yeah.
IR. Yeah.
Do you know when you turn on your bright lights in the deep snowstorm?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's worse than just mucking around and
Right.
with nothing.
You get
Yeah.
nowhere.
So so you guys move forward, and IR, the entire all the ambient air, like you can see the fires, but most of the ambient air is also
Kind of the same. Yeah. Yeah.
So you kind of get the hazy images, but that's
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
That said, you do see people moving, and you hear people calling back and forth, and you've moved maybe 200 meters from the ship when you get to the first evidence of the PDW's introduction. Okay. The PDW has gouged out chunks about the size of a fist out of the raw concrete and metal, and and nothing's really survived its touch. Okay. You sprayed a lot of rounds in this direction, and you kind of perforated everything at about 100 with about a meter's saturation, right?
Do these PDW rounds cause a lot of secondary debris at high velocity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of
Well,
fragments of everything.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All
So
A lot of ankle biter rocks.
Spalling
And bits.
Well, but not only that, but the actual PDW rounds themselves also shatter. You know, like they're tungsten injectors,
Yeah.
right? But what occurs is once they hit and once they're stopped, they're consumed, like sort of in a.
They're probably jagged and
Yeah,
sharp
exactly,
and nasty.
right.
Doesn't
And so
it?
you
Yeah.
see this everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's at this point that you first see sort of the twisted bodies of whoever was here. You see a pair of men who had a handcart. What was on the handcart, you're not really sure. You only actually see like parts of them. You know there's two of them because there's two heads, right? So unless there's some sort of medical horror, right?
Not in
They
this
are
game.
now.
But they're not attached. One guy, he's gone below the hips. The other guy, he's missing his left side, basically.
geez.
Okay. Yeah. So as you sort of move in here, you can hear sort of people moving, and then a fairly distinctive voice in the distance is like, "Get that fire out! Salvage as much as you can! Let's get out of here!"
What language are they speaking?
Well,
Patois is what they spoke in
yeah,
Greece,
it would be
right?
patois. Yeah, and none of you know it, right?
No, it's
I
not on
think
my
I do.
list.
Not this character, you know. Your other character did though.
That's right.
It was my native.
Yeah.
I got 4 languages though.
Is patois one of them?
I wrote it down. I don't know if it makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, so you hear that. Whatever they're doing, apparently they are scavengers and they're attempting to get out of here. They've run into something they don't want to know what it is.
It
Well-
does mean though that this area is probably being heavily scavenged, which means we probably don't want to linger too much, which means timely repairs might have to wait till we relocate to someplace quieter.
Well, we need to pacify the area.
Yeah.
We already pacified a good chunk of the area.
Well, that's the
we
thing.
can-
We might want to move whilst the area is pacified before our pacification wears off.
How about you do what you need to do so we grab the stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So let's keep going. Find
Yeah.
the thing.
All right.
All right.
So, sort of in the distance, you hear a sound that you haven't heard for quite a while, which is actually a combustion engine.
Whoa.
How the hell are they getting
Retro.
a combustion engine to work in these?
That's a good question. You don't know that they're combusting.
Running
Yeah,
the carb
true.
wide open.
that's
Or
right.
like half choke or something.
Yeah, so whatever it is, like, but it's some sort of motor, okay, and you can hear it revving up, and then you hear another one in the distance, sort of moving away. As you get a little bit closer, you can see what appears to be they're called spider cars.
We have one. Do we not?
Okay, oh that's right, you do have a spider car.
We got it from the surfers.
Yeah.
Yes. So the spider
Okay,
car,
back with it.
these are alcohol powered engines, okay, and they have oxidizers, so they can be used on the surface.
So I wouldn't recognize it, but are they the ones from outside the trench?
Well, you recognize it from your cargo hold.
You recognize it because there's one sitting in the cargo.
If I've heard the story, then I'm going to
Yeah.
surmise that.
Well, you've seen it. We have it, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. But I don't know if I know the story behind it. My assumption is going to be is that the raiders from outside the trench are now in the trench.
Well,
Scavenging.
or your assumption is that these are mechanically simple enough that they actually survive the EMP pulse.
yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah. Alcohol.
Yeah. So that said, yeah. So if you can see them, they've obviously got some sort of cargo, and they are hauling it away on slings underneath these engines.
Okay.
Okay. You push on a little bit farther. You see the wreckage of what was shooting at you. It is, as I told you suspected, a modified cargo rail launcher. Okay, so this would have fired.
It's like a stationary emplacement, or it's on a truck, or was on a truck.
Yeah, so it's a stationary emplacement, but it's been modified so that it can shoot sort of. Normally, its trajectory would be straight up, right? But now it can actually shoot sort of, or could have shot, basically at a level plane. Okay, so this is capable of firing storage containers into orbit.
Oh wow.
Which is probably a small storage container. Is probably what it threw at us.
Well, something smaller than that.
So
Something
like
denser than
refrigerator
that.
size is like a fraction of the store.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it's
Right.
got a lot of power, so it could probably put a lot of velocity on
That's
a
right.
refrigerator.
And a storage
size
crate,
thing.
when it hits you, would not do that much damage to
It
you.
would
It's
just
super
go
dense ship,
whomp.
Yeah.
right? So it fires something dense at you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So you see the wreckage. The rails kind of bent off in different directions. It will never fire again. And behind that, you see the wreckage of some other spider vehicles with detonated chemical containers, etc. And in the glow of those fires, and behind it, you see Essex Com.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Better hope you can find the stuff.
Well, I'm guessing it's not on the
Destroy
front
it.
doorstep. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the facility.
Okay.
And hopefully that they haven't taken it.
Well, that would be my next question: is
How
how
many
salvageable is it?
how many people have we seen so far living?
Okay, so it's difficult to tell because, of course, Caprice is littered with corpses,
Yeah.
right? So how many were killed by your direct intervention
Well, I'm not
here in the
looking.
last
I'm
half
not
an
looking
hour?
at how many we bumped off. I'm looking at how many live people have we
Right.
seen.
Oh,
since-
yeah, you
since
see,
we've been.
since you've been doing this, you've seen shadows, but no one stops to engage you.
I
Yeah.
think
right.
these are the first non-Gong Hei
Yeah.
people we've seen.
Yeah.
And so they apparently are just focused on getting out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, are you looking to snap Tron? Was that the idea?
No, I was just kind of curious. Like, just like if we come up against a mass of folks or something like that, just kind of trying to keep an idea on how many
One thing I will
people
do is the spider vehicles we took out. What sort of things are they salvaging? It's not like pharmaceutical manufacturing equipment, is it?
Okay, do you want to spend some time observing them?
No.
Okay.
It seems unlikely that the scavenging pharmaceutical
That's
manufacturing.
probably
No,
whatever's
they're
highest on their
pharmaceuticals
list.
themselves, not the
That's right.
manufacturing equipment.
Or just metals
Oxygen.
and wires and...
Yeah, things to make oxygen.
Might be just be things, to get by.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's check out Essex Com a little bit at least.
All right, so Essex Com basically has 3 stories. Okay, on the upper story, which actually has flitter pads, etc., probably where the corporate headquarters was, reception, etc., administration. That's just gone. Somebody fired a PDW through it and sort of hosed off like the top few floors. Okay.
Just
Still-
happen to be shooting at us from Essex Com.
I know.
King of Spades.
King of Spades.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is before. Okay. So that and this is something you're about to find out.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. So you guys find yourselves sort of. You move into it. The Essex Com itself, you can see that the security barriers have been blasted open with breaching charges. Apparently, they were closed. Right. These are big, heavy doors. Okay. Once you get inside, you're kind of open your lights. The soup is kind of merged into here, and you can see barrels lying haphazardly. It would appear that Essex Com manufactured a lot of different chemicals. The warehouse itself is probably the size of a football field. Okay, and it's just row upon row of these chemicals. You can see and hear some hand loaders abandoned in their panic to get away. And some of those, like if you look at just the near one, go ahead and make a science check.
Okay.
So wits plus science.
Yeah, 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah. What they're carrying away here appears to be some sort of lubricant or something along that line. Probably useful for a variety of heavy machinery.
Yeah.
Right. It could be used from everything from spider cars to fusion reactors.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Right. You find its value is quite low, right? So
Probably just have
that's
it
very
neat.
useful.
but you surmise that probably their project is relatively large if they need this high quality heavy lubricant.
Okay.
Or they're about to have the sex party of the century.
Filthy scrappers.
Bring me some robot love.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have all seen Solo. Come on now.
I have not seen so.
Yeah, don't.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't. Okay.
We'll radio back to the Merrilee.
Okay, so you're ready back to the Merrilee. As you do so, there is some breakup in the actual communication itself. There's apparently there's some static in the air. You from Falk, he's like, you're not that far away, less than a kilometer, and he's like, yeah, I'm picking up about 2x5. I've got some interference nearby to you. Do you see any sort of electrical sources? And you're like, electrical sources? What? Right?
No, but what are the chances they're using this lubricant for a fusion reactor right next to us?
All right.
Slim to none, I would have thought. But shall we keep skulking? Or
Yeah,
go
we'll
back?
keep skulking.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep skulking.
So you skulk ahead. You can see that someone has spent some time. It looks like they've been searching the place. So a lot of the shipping crates, which are marked with, of course, very useful SXCOM numbers, right? But are absolutely useless to you, have been ripped open and their contents revealed, etc.
Yeah.
Manufacturing seems to be forward. All the signs, shipping this way, manufacturing that way. Okay. And as you push forward, the farther you get in, the less damaged and less pilfered this area looks like. It looks like whatever they're after, it was relatively close.
Yeah, they're going to want the manufactured stuff.
Until finally you arrive at the manufacturing doors. Now, the manufacturing was conveniently open when the EMP went off, right? So the big blast doors separating the manufacturing from the actual storage facility are open at this point.
Andy.
Okay, and as you go inside, you can see basically all this dead chemical processing equipment. Unfortunately, a lot of the equipment was in the process of processing chemicals when it died, and chemical reactions are not bound by EMP disturbances.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of damage, is what you're saying.
Well, you can see scorch marks, twisted metal, burst pipes. It looks.
I'm
twisted.
thinking we're looking for some key stuff, not the piping stuff.
So you'll be able to recognize. You think you'd probably be able to recognize. So
And
the centrifuges that you're after are very specific.
So I'll.
What kind of size are these? They're like a few tons.
The centrifuge.
Yeah.
All of the equipment is about 10 tons.
Okay, but it's like sort of broken up into.
The actual centrifuge and microchemical plant that you're looking for should be a mostly contiguous unit.
Oh, okay. So it's just like
All right.
container
Well,
worth.
fingers crossed. Let's go have a look for it.
All right, so this is going to be a observation check, again with wits. I'm with the gloom. I'm going to add 2 extra difficulty as you search the place.
No, observes D4.
2 successes.
Okay.
Just gonna re-roll.
Okay, and is that a 1 I see?
That is the one.
I'll take one of these. What are you risking?
Fatigue is agility.
Yes.
Frustration is wits. Anger is empathy. What's strength?
Damage.
Damage. I'm thinking fatigue.
Okay, do it.
Oh, anger actually no, because I'll be frustrated if this doesn't
Yeah,
work.
do it.
1 success.
Okay, so 1 success, enough to avoid the anger. Okay, so this is a chemical plant, a chemical manufacturing campus.
Yeah.
Okay, there are dozens of machines, and at least
Banks
3 or
and
4
banks and
times you go, "Oh, this is it." No, oh shit, no, this isn't it. Right? You don't find the right one. You know it's in here somewhere. Unfortunately, none of the computerized systems that were kept this handy dandy high tech place up and operational are here to actually help you to do anything. And most likely their contents are fried anyhow.
So it was going to take a long time to search and find
Yes. So first off, it's a campus. This campus, there are great lifts that sort of recede into the basement. What you do know is that it is not on the first floor of the manufacturing. So the first problem that immediately addresses you is you're going to have a 10-ton device. It's going to be subterranean, and you're going to need to bring it to the surface somehow.
with an elevator that's not functioning.
Correct. Your second problem, however, is as you are searching, you come around a corner and you are confronted by a bright light shining in your face.
I'll backpedal quickly.
Okay.
Back around that corner that we just came around.
All right. So you are backpedaling. As you do so, how many observation checks did you generate?
I've had 2 successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit more warning. You hear you hear a piece of metal drop, right? Your hand goes to your rifle, which in the sort of this confined, twisting space of might not be the best thing.
It's good enough.
And you see the shapes, okay? There are a half dozen of them, and they are clad in weave suits very similar to your own, and they have PDWs very similar to your own. Except for the one guy, he's a little bit bigger, and he's got sort of like a heavier clamshell arm.
I wonder if this is the Gong Hey guys.
Right? They appear to be mercenaries, and as they step out of the darkness...
Oh no.
So,
Oh God, no.
what are you looking for in this place? Crew of Merrilee.
Hey,
Gosh.
So why don't you, for the viewers at home, remind us who this guy is and when the last time you saw him was.
Who?
Oh.
I don't know when it was. I know
It was
that
quite a while ago now.
Yeah, it's been about 30 days or so.
30
No,
days?
It was when we were escaping Caprice, if I recall correctly.
That's right. When you were here for Salazar, you guys came.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
moving day. Salazar's moving day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Falk had gotten.
Yeah.
Falk and Airy had
Had
gotten
gotten
caught.
Yes.
Airy got out. Falk had not. Penrose took Falk. Got info from him. Falk ordered Stosh to kill Falk. No, Rose ordered
Yeah.
Stosh to kill Falk. And someone, we assume Rain, the AI, paid Stosh to give us
But-
back Falk. And he finished off with
As to who
Square.
Stosh is,
Badass mofo.
Stosh actually was one of the original crew of the Merrilee.
Yes. He's been a nemesis of yours ever since.
And went off on his own and high-paid mercenary, and well, he's been a kind of a nemesis to us, mainly on Caprice ever since he left.
That's
It was
right.
the first real badassery with my arm.
Yeah. So the other
Yeah,
thing.
you actually knocked him out.
Yeah, that's right. It's like Dick, you are dug in. Okay. The other
better
thing
get
too
good on.
is the last time you saw him was directly after your encounter with the psionic fellow.
Yes. Well,
Right.
after Falk's encounter with the Psionic fellow.
Right, and he was obviously disturbed by that encounter,
Yeah.
which you think probably led at least in part to his
Not killing the Falk.
correct. Because this is wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to close it on the other screen here, and I guess the question then becomes, what do you do?
Well, it depends on what he wants or what he's doing here.
So tell
Unfortunately,
me,
it's these two are there. We are not.
why is Merrilee here? What are you looking for?
You're familiar with the Merrilee, I asked, innocently.
Oh yes,
unaware.
we go back a long way. Strange coincidence that brings us to some place. Strange coincidence and spades cards.
Can we remove those from the deck? This is a really bad night for them.
It's funny because I actually have listed here, which is some ideas for my spade encounters. So royalty spades is Stosh, because of course he's the cockroach of the universe.
Impossible to kill.
There's that other guy,
Who
that
did we have?
operator on
Leo.
the,
Leo
yeah,
Sobek
Leo
is who.
Sobek.
Back
So,
is-
so back, yeah.
It's
another
who
one.
Judah wants to see again.
Yeah. Right. Well, honesty is the best policy. Am I behind cover?
No, he surprised you.
Okay. Well, the Merrilee is currently in the employ of the government of Kusari. We're on a contact mission, a recovery mission.
Employed by who? By how? There is no money.
We're living
The-
hand to mouth, Stosh.
The,
And who are you?
I'm Dr. Hanto Jaeger, captain of the Kusari militia.
Yes, you are not member of Merrilee. I not talk to you.
Oh.
Dismissed.
You, little man. Why are you here?
Like my friend Jaeger says.
Your
we're-
employer, your boss. If I kill him, you need new boss, right?
I don't like the way this is going.
Damn man up with another character.
So, what do I have for cut?
Stosh, a lot of lives are in the balance. This guy's just trying to help out. Can we go our own ways? What are you doing here?
Many lives in balance. Me, my life in balance. Stuck on this world.
Oh, you're looking for a way off?
I will point out.
No, my friend. This is last warning. Let me explain to you. You talk again, I shoot.
How many guys has he got?
6.
I'll take his warning seriously.
The problem is he doesn't need the 6. I'd hate to see Stosh's stats and stuff
Yeah, he'd be pretty
in this
bad,
campaign, in this
It's
system.
like, yeah.
Did Penrose leave you to rot down here?
Penrose. Oh, you mean Mr. Rose. He was not on planet when it happened.
No.
So, I kill your friend here, then you guys need new job. Yes?
Oh, that wouldn't go over well.
Well, with whom?
The rest of the crew.
Oh, he's your friend now.
If you want to get off this planet, he stays alive.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need a manipulate check.
Oh.
I have that.
Empathy plus manipulate.
Yeah,
At least you do.
With...
Let's do it.
Hey, at least he's not talking to me. Whoa! 3 successes on 2 dice.
So the other thing you can do here, by the way, is you can spend one of these to open end those.
Sure, let's do that. Yes, okay, that's my
You can open ends
spending
both.
Yep.
stack.
One does one thing open ends both, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so we know that's all successes.
So that's 3 successes.
3 successes.
4.
4.
All right. Okay. He turns to you. Now, of course, he's wearing the mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
His eyes suddenly smile. Ah, my new friend.
I look at him
It's not so bad when you get
shake
used
his
to it.
I
head.
am Ivan Stoshlanski. Oh, Stosh to my friends. You can call me Stosh. Stosh. So, you work for Kusari. Good money on Kusari. Or there was before. You know, it happened.
What is money but a means of exchange?
What you said, yes.
Kasari has goods, services, other ways of paying.
Yes. So, they pay to get you back then.
Yeah. Wow, he is.
No, he is
Slow your
Stosh.
roll,
He's a true
Stosh.
mercenary.
What?
Slow your roll, Stosh.
He's a true mercenary.
How about for your...
I would hope so,
your
but
passage,
also
we might
consider
need
the
some-
evidence that I'm here on Caprice, and I look at my uniform a bit, and what I've gone through. They might not pay as much as you hope.
All right, so he's big, okay. He kind of approaches you. Now, he's wearing sort of this heavy armor.
Yeah.
You notice, by the way, there's a couple of neat holes right above the heart where something's punched through the
Saying
armor.
this isn't his armor originally.
You think maybe it's been retrofitted. Okay. So he
Vintage,
he
upscale.
kind of he actually approaches you close enough to actually touch you. Do you
All right.
allow him?
How big are you?
Sure.
Okay.
He's kind
So he puts his arm around you.
Yeah.
This is. I think you and I we'd be good friends.
Perhaps.
You might be able to...
So
Get
Well,
him some
I've
work.
worked with lots of mercenaries in the Kasari Defense
So
Forces.
he looks behind you and he says, "Why are you here? There's nothing of value in here. It's all chemical processing equipment."
Have you ever done... forgive me for making the assumption, but you look like a mercenary. Have you ever done contracts for Kasari?
Unfortunately, Kusari and me and the exchange,
I
we
understand.
have some challenge.
I understand. Kusari has outsourced production for several essential things off world. I'm hoping to retrieve the ability to manufacture these things back in Kusari. This chemical manufacturing plant, hopefully we can find some manufacturing equipment. I will warn you, what are your relations with Gong Hei?
Ah, yes. You have encountered them here.
There are others on similar, picking over the bones of Caprice.
Yes. Vultures they are. Yes. There's somebody you need to meet. Come with me, I have a vehicle.
Do you mind if I call my ship and tell them what's
Oh, did you
going
get
on?
through jamming?
That would do it.
So, I don't know, do we have a signal? Do we have a green
Do you
light?
mind if I
Well,
try?
as you guys have gone further into the...
I'm guessing no.
It's like... Have you reached anybody outside?
We haven't been trying, yeah.
No.
Do you mind if I try?
No, please.
Merrily, this is Silas.
Does he turn off the jamming so he can call the
How
Merrily?
joking.
Any response?
No, it's pretty quiet. Yeah, so, Falk to you. Hey, I haven't heard from the ground crew for a bit. They didn't... Last they were having some radio challenges, but they're moving into the building, so they've... Just FYI.
Lovely.
Sure, they're fine.
How long would we give him? How long would we normally give? Speak about it?
Ah.
You guys, you probably dealing with. I'm trying to figure out exactly if I've
How
got
to
all
get
the
She's
parts.
outside with you.
Yeah.
I'm helping you, dude.
It's
All right.
Okay, that one's gonna come out.
Probably mostly give us as long as, like, up to, like, 6 hours or something before you guys start
Well,
worrying about...
They've got 8 hours on the rebreather before
Exactly,
they have
yeah.
to, so we'll give them up to 6 before we have to try and find them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So in theory, they're supposed to be able to take care of themselves.
Yes.
Lead on, Stosh.
Yep. Well, I guess we're going somewhere.
Good. Come. Your weapons, you'll need to leave them with me. You notice, by the way, his crew kind of grows a little bit tense. He's okay. They're smart. They know better.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll unload it.
There's 6
Before I hand it
mercenaries.
across. I know.
Stosh.
Actually, well, no, there's Stosh. The others don't necessarily meet the mercenary standard.
Yeah.
There's Stosh plus 5 others, is what you're saying.
Stosh
But
was
you're not like a heavy gunner, and I'm only middling.
Yeah.
He's more like a dread caliber
Yeah, I
shooter.
know.
He bad news.
I'm a lot better from the shadows.
I might
like,
be able to
face
take out one or
face.
two of the flunkies.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hand him your weapons,
Yeah.
and he leads you towards the entrance. Your comlinks remain dead.
Mhm.
Okay, there is something definitely blanketing this area.
Is Stosh leading the way?
Stosh follows behind.
He's not that silly. Last time he went ahead of somebody choked him out.
Yeah.
Well, he's also got 5 guys, so he might be feeling
Yeah.
confident.
Uh,
Maybe fresh
Stosh never feels stupid.
No.
No.
Okay.
I was more thinking of dropping something so you guys can follow our trail. From
He has an under-over coil gun / splinter gun.
I want some of that.
All right.
Probably designed that.
So he takes you to the spider car, which is, maybe now a kilometer from the ship altogether. Okay. Your signal, like every so often, you get a broadcast, from Falk, ground crew. This is Marilee. The fuck are you guys? Right. But your signal, you don't think is strong enough to make it back.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm also going to assume that even if we tried something fancy like keying our mic in Morse code, Stosh is going to be all over that. Is he keeping a close eye on us?
No, he
Okay.
seems to be pretty casual.
It's not like he cared for us to try or not.
Yeah, that's true. He was going to be confident of his jamming. If it looks like I have a chance, I might keep my mic.
Absolutely. This will be a combination of wits and comspec.
I don't know what the Morse code is for Stosh. I have no comp spec.
You have no conspec?
Yeah. So
Okay, so it is a skilled roll. Unfortunately, this is not something you would know how to do.
no.
Okay.
You don't have it either, eh?
No. It's actually something I should probably
Falk
have.
is using it to get
I'm
the signal
surprised you
through to
don't just
us.
because you're really sneaky.
Well, I'm up to like 13. Yeah.
So you guys find yourselves, so he takes you to a car, and there is, apparently the Scrabbers have, what do you call it, when they get back together?
Convened.
Rally
Rally.
point.
Rallied.
Rally.
They've rallied some distance from the site of the attack. Okay. Your attack, by the way.
Was that mass driver yours?
Mine? No. It was. It
Friends of
belonged to
yours?
my boss. You'll meet him momentarily.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay. So, you were brought in the presence of a man, probably about 45 or so. He looks sort of Arabic, sort of like
Yeah.
not olive skin, but sort of dusky skin, dark hair, etc. And they take you into. This is obviously a fairly large operation, and they take you into a small airlocked chamber. Okay. You can see him in there. There's people, bloodied all around. Med techs working on them. He's got 2 storage crates on top of one of them. He's got a sort of a map box spread out in front of him. He's pointing in different directions. Yeah, let's get over there and see if that's still damaged. And he's speaking in patois. So it's you get your rally boys and and whatever, right? And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, that said, he looks up. The look that crosses his face when he sees Stosh is kind of tense. Maybe the best word. And it's like, what are you doing here? That's in patois. Stosh in patois as well. He is. I found these guys over in the, whatever. You're from the ship.
The ship.
What of it?
Well, you killed 15 of my men. Plus another half dozen here might die before the day's out.
I'm a doctor and I'm willing to help with that, but I will point out that your men fired first.
Okay, sounds like manipulate.
That's sympathy?
Yeah.
Alright. Manipulate D4. D4? I thought I had D6. I did have enough XP to level it up. I should have checked. Oh, that's no successes. I'll spend one of those.
Okay.
And that's still no successes.
Well, what did you risk for that?
Oh, fatigue, usually I say.
Okay.
You want to get punched in the face?
No, not really.
For damage?
But, yeah.
That's probably where we can absorb the most hits right now.
The face?
Yeah. So I took one agility hit, right?
Okay.
Can I keep pushing? Or is it only once?
No, just once.
Right. That's 0 successes then.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
No ones.
The first shot was a morning shot. You didn't stand off, then you killed all my people.
You didn't contact us to stand up.
Quick.
What's that?
That was a warning shot, and then 2 seconds later, another warning.
They failed the whole warning shot. We didn't have
There
time to respond.
was some impact with that, with your fire before we returned fire.
Not critical.
Actually,
Was your ship
Well, I
damaged?
don't want to admit that's critical. There is some damage. Well in hand.
This is our stake. There's not enough of Caprice left for scavengers like you.
Where
Stosh is like,
where are we exactly? Are we on Essex, while we're just in the neighborhood sort of thing.
you're sort of in this chemical manufacturing area.
Yeah.
For 10 generations, the corporations took from us, put us up into the gray zones where the air was thin, forced us to wear these masks, which is why we're all still alive and those assholes are all dead. They're all dead because their machines turned on them or their life support stopped working and they had no fucking clue what to do. But we live. Hey, such is karma. And now people like you come to pick over what we have? I don't think so.
Well, now that we're talking, perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. Surely you're in need of supplies, considering the situation here at Caprice.
And what are you going to offer me?
Damn it, he wants oxygen, doesn't he?
no. You probably want foodstuffs and stuff that we don't have.
Yeah, that's true.
You got a farm growing in there?
No.
You can manufacture machine parts inside of your little ship?
We could
How
all
long is it going to take you to repair that damage? Can you take off without repairing it?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can, actually. Do I want to say that?
You think we only... How many of these mass drivers do you think that there are? Just the one?
Well, one less for sure.
Oh,
Yes, I say that. I got no successes. So, I mean, it's not like I'm making friends.
His face freezes.
Yeah. Look,
there's
been enough-
There's
damage. Enough harm. Let us carry on our way. Let me help your wounded.
Okay.
I have medical supplies. Actually, I sort of give a quick look. Will it make a difference, the supplies in my med kit? Could I save a couple lives with it, sort of thing?
Dryer.
Mm.
Could you save a couple of lives? Well, anytime you work as a doctor, you have the possibility of saving lives.
No, I know. But
Do
I
you
mean,
have medical supplies in the ship?
There's some in the med bay.
No, do you have cargo? Medical
Not-
supplies?
Not
What did
exactly.
we grab? I thought we found
from
like
pharmaceuticals from Liberty. Did we load any?
No, we
No.
hadn't
Heist
gotten
some.
any.
No.
So what do you have for cargo?
So we got a bunch of recreational drugs we didn't sell on the week.
Yeah, but that's not exactly.
You guys have a fun time at
Decent
the
painkillers.
apocalypse.
That's right. Apocalypse party.
Half a ton of Essex Comms pharmaceuticals. We loaded it. 1 ton of pristine spares, 2 plasma missiles, 2 tons of mixed luxury we didn't get, and 15 man days of rations. We did actually get the pharmaceuticals.
That was from the pirate base.
Oh, that
Here,
was
the Red
Oh,
Devils.
yeah, that's
the
right.
Red Devil's base. Yeah.
Yeah. But the pharmaceuticals, it wasn't Perogen 17, eh?
No,
No.
it just was.
Perogen 17 isn't a pharmaceutical technically.
Yeah.
It's a chemical compound.
It's a nutrient of some sort or whatever, yeah.
Specifically for you.
Okay. But I will make that offer. It says, let me help. I can save at least a few lives with what I have on me, or with my skills.
Okay, so a woman looks over her shoulder at him. She's obviously one of the med techs. Her face, although you don't know this because you've never been to Caprice before, her face is heavily tattooed with gray sector tattoos, meaning that she is definitely, she's obviously, like, it's local tattooing, right? She turns to him and she says, for God's sake, Lex, let it go. We fired at them. You know that. I know that. Okay? If he can save lives, he's got to save lives.
Are these guys liberati that come down from up north?
You're not sure.
There's lots
Can't-
of factions
I
that
can't
weren't there.
tell.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been here
I've
before.
had some dealings.
Do
with
they have
them. I
like a
think
picture
I,
of Crane somewhere?
the
folk hero?
Make a wits roll. Yeah, when they start saying, by Crane, just let him do his work.
Just straight wits.
Yeah.
Not observer or anything like that.
I could probably
Culture?
Culture.
I don't have any culture. I could do
There's no unskilled.
no unskilled.
Okay,
never mind.
Broke your brain.
They're
Yeah.
not obviously liberati.
It's so confusing.
Did you deal with the Liberati directly?
I can't recall. Did I,
I
come
think
along
Crane.
for
I
a...
think it was mostly
Crane was doing a lot by...
But there was someone else.
I feel like...
Falk was doing a bit.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I think it
Cam.
was-
Yeah.
Cam
Falk
at those
and-
meetings.
I think so, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I was at one of the meetings.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
so
first
that
under the
means though
bridge.
that you don't really recognize. Like,
Yeah.
you heard about it, but you didn't really
Yeah.
ever see.
I don't know
them.
what I'd do with that information anyways.
Yeah.
But other than like, Crane was our buddy. He died.
Yeah. So so he's obviously they're obviously not. You don't know. Like they're not. They have no apparent affiliation other than Caprice survivors.
Yeah.
I forgot we actually still have those cryopods that are taking up even more time and space.
Cryopods?
Right. The non-liberati
man.
people.
The non-libertarian cryopods we pulled off the
I got
salvage
revived
ship
before they're
Oh,
dead.
that's right. Yes.
that have been like frozen for like almost 90 days now.
No, not quite 90 days, but yeah, longer than they should be.
Yes.
But thawing them out in Caprice doesn't seem like a good move. I mean, leaving a frozen
Oh yeah,
is
that was
bad,
on our way here,
but
man.
less bad than thawing them out everywhere we bit.
I'm just going through them like, right.
Wait a
That's been
minute.
out of the back of my mind. As soon as we
you
get
read the
up
cargo list, it's like, then there was that ship, and there's that thing we stole. Oh, there's the other thing we stole, and then there's that place we raided.
and then there's the people dying in our cargo.
Got some human icicles.
Yeah.
Do you need some meat?
Oh. Boy, what are you doing to change up the food?
At this stage, they're vegetables.
All right.
Oh.
I gotta,
The vegans are always
I gotta
the first to
consolidate
admit
the ship sheets.
Oh.
But to
They
remind us,
consented to being eaten. Come on.
but to remind us, we do have those things do have a
That's shelf life.
shelf life.
That
Yeah.
they're past
It's
the
just a
sell
tick
by
box
date
on your
already.
space donor card. Can I be
Yeah.
eaten or not? Is it against my religion?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Okay, so you guys are on the ship, or no, you're not on the ship. You guys are speaking with whoever this guy is.
Yeah.
Alec or whoever.
Yeah, I'm not making friends
Lex.
with this Alex
Lex.
fellow
Lex.
or Lex fellow. So yeah, if the woman there wants me to help out, I'm
Okay.
just gonna go start unless he stops me. And
Just
start
walk
helping out.
past
Yeah.
him.
Well, walk across
She's
sideways.
obvious.
But
Yeah.
basically,
So he kind of moves to intercept you, but she puts a hand.
Yeah.
You know, she kind of grabs you by the arm.
Yep. I'll go. I assume they've already done triage and go to the ones where I can actually make a
All
difference.
right. Sounds like a medical roll.
And I will happily expend all the charges in my medic kit, which aren't actually noted, just says medic kit.
They might not like us.
Stick. So the best thing to do in this case is poke him in the eye, wiggle around as you get to his brain.
Stosh, pass me that stick. I'm being
So
fit now.
Kyle's first character, he died due to the medical administrations of Stosh.
Ivan Stoshnowski.
know this history.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
botched
medical.
on his and Kyle died.
No, that was worse than a bunch because that was back when we were using the Star Wars
Oh, that's
system,
right,
so
yeah,
it was
whatever.
like
He botched badly.
Doom.
That's enough. And then he died.
yep.
And so since then, it's always been to get the Stosh treatment.
Oh,
Does the medic
I
give me
pulled
heard
with
of this.
stick.
Does the medikit give me any bonus dice?
It does D6.
Okay.
And then there's also disappearing like a Stosh or pulling a
3
Stosh.
successes.
3 successes. All right. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So you go to work. As you do so, most of you people have shrapnel wounds. The ones who are going to die, you think already have. These people, some of them will be mending for a while. Some of them definitely need cybernetic replacements, but they should all survive. Okay. So he goes about doing that. What do you do?
Yeah, it's not like I've got medicine or anything.
All right. So he's like, which is strange because he used to.
Yeah, I used to. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You have psionics.
Yeah. Kind of
He says-
things around a bit.
So, why'd you come back to Campari's?
Like we said before, we're on a humanitarian aid mission for Kanto here.
Yes, of course. Humanitarian. What do you really do?
We need about the most useless piece of equipment in that manufactory.
But it's very valuable, right?
Wait,
He kind of
it's-
winks at you. He's like, you can't be here in a humanitarian. I know you guys.
No, it's more of we need it because they're going to supply us with enough food to make
Well, I
it through
mean,
the little
what's
while.
what's the rough count on who's left on
Kusari?
Kusari?
I think it's still at 30 million people
30 million. So about 30 million lives hang in the balance.
when we left.
So they're going to pay you well. I see.
I don't think they have
The
all that.
craziness is now in line. Yes. Maybe I can help you find this thing. And then I go with it to where you go.
You do know discussing this. Well, do any plans with him without discussing it with the rest of us is gonna fall into some very touchy situations.
Yeah,
That's not
Well,
Stosh
I'll
is
have
going
to
maneuver
discuss. I
and
can't
catch it.
speak for the rest of my crew, but we could use a little extra weight of your caliber along with us. So
Hanjo would never point it out, but the Mare League can't carry all these people. The Stosh is but one person.
well,
And that's all the Stosh is
Kusari
talking
is a
about.
land of opportunity
Yeah.
of someone of his
If,
abilities. Not that I would say that.
I've been through chemical plants. Perhaps I've seen what you were looking for. No. He's off busy.
Well, no,
Don't look at him.
I was gonna say off character. Like, do I know what we're looking? Like, you're more
Yeah,
looking
yeah, I
for.
think
What
I'm-
have you
Yeah,
described?
I'm
what
giving you the guys the
looking for?
details. You know,
Is there just
Carriage
a
is 17.
designation on the
You know
outside
Essex
of the-
Com. You probably know
Yeah.
what the gear equipment looks like.
Yeah. Well, and there's a local name for a batch. No, that was on Liberty.
That was on Liberty. They got something else.
Well, I don't know. I can share the information with
yeah,
Stosh.
so you might not have the specifics,
Like,
but you
hey,
have.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we are looking for a
Microcentrifuge.
a chem lab with designation blah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I'm sure. I'm probably.
So he
looking
kind
at
of- he
all
kind
the
of-
specifics. Maybe.
He's a. Yes. We will gather data from SSCOM from their, how you say, main computer.
Uh-huh.
He's on wax backup. It's just whatever. Technicians, idiots.
And this is why me and Stosh never got along.
Yes. This thing is in plant. It's on level 4. It's where the valuable stuff is manufactured. Interesting. It would be unfortunate if you were damaged.
Well, we can go see it and find out.
No, I don't think you understand. It would be unfortunate if it became damaged between now and when you see it. So I think now it's time to make deal, yes?
In other words, we get him
Put
off
him in a
the...
spot. There's nothing wrong with taking them.
No.
Like I said,
You're just
Primarily
gonna
can't
have to-
carry all these people, but it can carry
Is it
Scott.
just you, or do we have a few
He
special
hurt Cam,
passengers?
didn't he?
What's that?
In our fight, he hurt Cam.
Yep, he hurt Cam, and
You were shooting in the vehicle too?
Well, I was shooting because
But
somebody...
he also rescued Cam, though.
Yeah. We are technically even.
that's why he said, right?
The problem
'Cause
is he's a mercenary. We're a little more altruistic than maybe the average mercenary.
Favorite
Often we're not like we haven't been bought out yet, have we?
No.
No. So
No.
Stash is maybe a little more prone to following the path of most profit.
We can respect that.
We can probably... You can probably...
But if he doesn't have a ship, like we're kind of
We have a ship
we're
and
kind
we
of
get
bees
kill
knees in terms of his line of work right now.
It's just going to be some
possibly.
hard feelings for a little
So,
while. But
do you have
dogs
anybody
are
else that
getting
needs to
start
come with
cement
you, or are you
throwing
just
up the
dealing for
warlords.
yourself?
I have one friend who I take with me. She saved my life, so Star Schultz.
Ah, is she a specialist?
She and I, we are in similar business.
Is she looking for employment?
How do you offer employment without money?
What is money?
Well,
Money-
since the systems turned a turned a
Barter.
corner, everything's barter these days. We may have a line on a fair bit of resources.
We talk after we find your chemical manufacturing plant.
All right. Well, we can probably find 2 berths on board to get you out of this hellhole.
So, so there's 6 of you on board right now.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2 more would be 8. I mean, everybody would be double bunking.
Yeah, you just hot bunk it. That's what do you do with space?
You know what?
Just a half.
It would
I'm going to be saying in the...
You think being a submariner is bad?
While the
Right?
door closes.
No. I don't trust Dosh, but I don't dislike him.
How can you dislike this guy? He's super friendly.
Just have to not step on any brass tacks.
All right. So, so he
You
is.
may want to point out that we're not leaving immediately.
Yeah.
We do have an agenda.
Well, that's fine. He's gonna have to
Side
put up
hustle.
with it. If he wants to get off the planet, he either has to kill us all and find a pilot, or he's got to play
Don't
nice.
give him ideas.
All right. So they've been gone now for about 4 hours. Okay. You haven't had any communication with them. Falk says, "Listen, I'm getting nothing.
Kind of odd.
I'm looking at it like I'm getting nothing. So I'm thinking there might be some sort of communication interference.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna grab my kit and see if I can get some readings from outside the ship. I'll be back in a bit.
Not.
Is it possible for me to talk to somebody about the jamming and say, hey, if I don't send something out, we may have unexpected company looking
Just
for
let
us?
Stosh talk to them.
Yeah, well, let's have that conversation with Stosh. Stosh, can I get a message out to the ship? Either that or this place is going to be lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yes, seems like a good idea. All right. So so he will.
I can relay a short message.
Yeah, that's
that. Yeah.
All right. Okay? So they're not necessarily. So you've made okay. So I'm just thinking about all the factions now.
Yeah.
There's Stosh,
The
and
Stosh
his friend,
function. Yeah.
who's one faction. But he's always been his own faction.
Yeah.
Even when he
Yes.
was a player, he had his own faction.
Yep.
And then you have this guy, right?
Rex.
And then you have the ship,
Yeah.
and then you have the Kasari faction. So I think
And
like
the
we got,
Gong Hei people are running around.
what's that?
The Gong Hei people are running around.
Yeah, and the Gong Hei people. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I guess out of chit chat with Stosh, have you guys run into the Gong Hei raiders?
Yes, they are. Their system was infected by the virus. It did not affect Caprice as badly because, well, EMP pulse.
Everything went to shit first. Yeah.
Caprice was pretty much dead.
Everything was dark before,
It went darker.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and communications go out. So, because of that, most equipment's still functional, but needs to be salvaged. He's dead, right?
Right.
So, today gong hei, but the other day it was people from Bretonia, and I'm sure there are people from Boulevard and Liberty.
Everybody's on dark missions to
Yes.
retrieve whatever equipment's
It-
lacking in
it
their
is a
part of
graveyard
the,
world, the same way that they went
of the
to
system.
Essen.
Essen.
Yeah.
And they were also doing all sorts of black research here, so...
Yeah, so what happens is when you look at it, because of the EMP, it wasn't affected by the virus, right?
Right.
Which means that a lot of their equipment is still functioning if you can get it up and powered again.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, replace all
Oh,
that.
wow. So this has really become like a prime picking spot.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right. So you guys are so you sent a quick message to Falk saying, "Hey, we're all good. Hold tight."
Yeah.
Okay. And what you get back is like, and the line is cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I would assume that your battle tongue would also give you the ability to have an all clear. Okay, meaning, hey, everything's kosher, we're good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or not. Okay.
Right.
So the question is, do you send the all clear?
Is there
Yeah.
grades?
Technically.
Can I send something more tentative, like wait for further, or like
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
you could. It doesn't matter really what you say, but you could say anything. Hey, we've met some people. We're talking with them. Whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, sandwich, which means come and get us now.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, I'm not looking for that. I'm just saying,
Right.
like, hold off. Don't
Yeah,
bring the
okay.
cavalry.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So don't need the
Don't
cavalry.
panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grab a towel.
So the cavalry's like missing some horses.
Keep the cavalry saddled and on standby, but don't ride out.
All right.
yet.
So that said, yeah. So your communications once it goes dark,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, there are people from other planets. They have decryption software. It makes it easy for them to listen on us and predict where we be. With jamming, we can have more chance of getting what we need.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys are about 4 hours in. You are working on like second or third last patient. This woman who's with you, she's like a factory worker who's had some first aid training,
Okay.
right? She's got the rudiments down, but that's about it,
So use it as a teaching opportunity.
OFA 1.
right? And so you're running towards the end of your supplies, okay? And she
Okay.
gives you what she has. The kit that she has, obviously, she's pulled up from somewhere, and some people she's done. It's like, oh yeah, no, you definitely don't want to plug that up. You're going to want to suture that and pull whatever, whatever, right? And so as you're doing this, you guys are, you're taking a while, right? You're
Yeah.
kind of lingering. Stosh turns to Lex and he says, "I'll be big." And then he leaves, leaving you sort of in the presence of this Lex guy.
No.
I'm going to assume, since you have some military medical training, you help them.
Sure.
What happens though is about an hour later, as you're sort of finishing up, you are joined by another person. Okay.
Oh no! I wonder.
Is it gonna be clone?
Is it going to be glass or
Glass?
No.
That's
What
new.
was Glass's last name?
Zeiss.
Nice.
Okay. Never mind.
Right.
Reese. Yeah. Okay. This guy shows up. He pulls in. He has a couple of armed guards behind him. Okay, and these guys look like bad hombres. Okay, and as he sort of pushes his way in, he doesn't take any moment. But he basically, like, Lex he's like, okay, let me, and he pushes Lex aside and he goes right up to you and he steps in front of you. Are you the asshole who shot up my scavengers?
Yeah, that was me.
The fuck are you thinking? These people are factory workers. They're lucky to survive, and then you come in here and kill them? tell me why I'm not pulling a bullet through you right now.
Well,
Let me guess. I shot first. The fuck are you doing on my planet stealing my stuff?
there's about 30 million lives in the balance on the one piece of worthless equipment to you.
The fuck are you talking
You
about?
shoot me out of the sky, I'm gonna light up your ground installations.
Go bags.
That's right.
Sounds good. Sounds like a manipulate versus a manipulate.
Uh-huh.
Let's
do it.
Oh my beard.
Empathy?
You already shot. You already took the first
I
shot.
feel like
once,
it's
and look what
Letterkenny
happened.
is. We're not doing the buttons.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
no! You got stuff to spend.
Yeah,
Not
I've got
that
like
much.
significantly smaller dice.
Uh-oh.
Nothing.
Uh-oh.
I think you might just have
Not
to
a-
take your lumps.
Or wait a
man.
minute, I think I'm going the other way. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Why you have to
One
mark it
more,
off
one
on the
more.
paper, man?
And then I'm risking.
Punch in the face.
Sure. Yeah.
I would say anger is probably more likely. Or confusion.
Ah,
What do you think? One success.
one
Doesn't
success.
matter.
yeah.
Alright, versus my 4.
Yeah.
Alright, so he stops in front of you and he says, first it was the corpos, right? And then we have bums like this Stosh fellow who's running around, right? And now I have you people. First it was the Gong Hey assholes, right? They're fun, right? Last week before that, there was some guys here from Boulevard looking for some equipment for their atmospheric processors. They were fun. What makes you think you just come and take whatever you want? I don't fucking care how many people are hanging in balance. Do you know how many people or mine have died? This trench is empty. Can you not see the bodies lining the hallways? Did you actually ever think to ask if you could take it?
There was no one.
There's no radio beacon.
They were all.
There was no radio beacon.
Telling you, punch in the face.
All right. He's like his demeanor. He's obviously angry, but he's also apparently super desperate,
Yeah.
right? This is his world. These people are obviously in his care, and they all defer to him as a leader. Okay, because as he approaches you, like there's a gathering behind him, and it's that little mob gathering that you get, behind people who have sort of a presence, right? And now you don't know exactly who this guy is. He's wearing a mask and sort of an old coat, like he's nobody to you, right?
Yeah.
But they obviously treat him with a certain amount of deference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I hear what's going on? Am I wrapping
Oh,
up?
Yeah. He's speaking in Anglic, so
Okay.
God made you king.
who died and made me king?
I'm not
The entire
there.
fucking corporate council.
All right. So I'll come up from behind. Hey, they're here for me. I'm Dr. Hantu Yeager of Kasari. I'm speaking for those 30 million people. And you know what? You're right. I pointed the bodies around here. It is a tragedy. It's all a tragedy. Tragedy piled on top of tragedy. Because we spent too much time acting and not enough time talking. Hey, you shot first. We responded. Yeah, people died. So let's talk.
That's
What
right.
do you? Yeah.
I'll give you one for role playing. Give me an extra D4 for role playing.
Yeah, watch that be a one. Here, can I bum a D4 off of somebody? Hang on, what do I
Here.
need? What is that? Empathy?
Empathy?
Manipulate?
Yeah.
And a bonus D4.
I thought you had all of it.
So I didn't take a hit.
I still got one success though. I'm not gonna push that.
Ouch.
I'm just gonna take my one success. It's been a long day. I'm maybe not at my best.
All right. So he turns and says, "You've been helping these folk."
The best I can. I'm out of supplies now, but we do have some other supplies.
So you came here to steal something.
Yes. Manufacturing equipment to make medicine. Medicine that's worthless to you.
Manufacturing equipment's not worthless to us.
This would be a microcentrifuge with a 4-3 inhibitor.
Okay.
What would you use that for? You're not going to make it to synthesize breathable atmosphere or anything.
He's like,
Just made that up.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know what that is.
He turns to the woman whose name is Alma, by the way, like the woman who's
Yeah.
helping you, and she's like, "What are you prepared to pay for it?"
Well, money's worthless, but we do have some medical supplies. Actually, no, we don't have medical supplies. We have pharmaceuticals. We have pharmaceuticals.
Half a ton.
Well, let's
do I
not,
know
let's
what
not
they-
discount. Let's not take into the fact the black market pharmaceuticals, which could possibly be turned into who knows what.
Yeah.
Yellow ice, that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, those are happy drugs.
yeah.
Could use some
Did
help.
this- Do you need to Prozac your entire population? You come to the right place.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
In the old days, we also have some more recreational pharmaceuticals, but
Not worth anything to me.
no,
I'm trying to build a colony here, not an addict colony.
makes sense. I can also pass some news on about the rest of the cluster, but I don't know if you care about that right now.
Do I look like I care?
No. But
I'm,
you're
I'm
going
trying to feed these people for the next month.
Yep, but after that month, you are going to start caring. So let's work together. Maybe you got something coming in next month. A ship maybe with some supplies. Kasari has food, has water.
So you're saying next month I'll have something.
I can get you some pharmaceuticals now. All we've got is a small ship. We're trying to make contact. Trying to pull back the pieces of the cluster
Right.
to make
One
something
success.
work.
Yeah, one success.
I know.
Okay. So he says to you, you point out this piece of equipment that you need. I'll have my people pull it out. You come back to me with a full load of food, it's yours.
Time to go raid some farms on the surface.
Except I think Stash. I think.
Well, that would mean a round trip for Kasari. The other thing too is if I can set up negotiations, we don't have to do the milk run, right? The way I'm thinking about it, I think that could work. It's a big facility out there though, and it's going to take you time to find it. But if you're willing to do that deal, I think we can get you tons of food and water.
I have former workers who worked here at Essex Com. They'll probably be able to point it out to you.
Well, let me go confer with them.
Wasn't Stash also like doing this on the back end?
Who knows?
We'll get down to
2 deals. One piece of equipment.
so how much.
Oh.
So thinking
If
about.
Dear.
Yeah, I don't
Those
know
poor
this though.
people.
I don't know this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
well-
you're like,
Do
it's me
I
on
don't
the
know your
ill
combat
day.
speak. What's this thing?
Thing is, you can make Stash happy by still just giving him a ride and not having civilians.
That's true.
killed.
Then Kostash doesn't have to load stuff, and he still gets off this hellhole. So we can make everyone happy still.
Except Stash will like have it already. It'll have it staged somewhere else, so they can't find it. And we're waiting.
I'm
they'll find it and there'll be some armed
I'm
people.
almost expecting to be out here working on the ship. Look over. What the hell is Stosh doing here with a cargo
I
container?
got something for you.
It's a 10-ton.
Yeah.
And all you hear from inside the ship is, "Let me kill him!"
So I'm assuming something along the lines of 40 tons of food and water to make him happy.
Is that
40 tons of food and water to make him happy, right? Sort of thing? Like a shipload of...
the water we have? What's
Okay.
the food that we need?
Okay, it's the food. Alright.
Hydroponics. Let's hear it.
Alright, well, I'll dicker a bit, but I mean, I'm assuming Kasari has lots of food. I
Right.
know there's times are tough, but we can load a small ship with food.
Yeah. So
40
bear in mind that a lot of Kusari's food manufacturing was automated, right? A lot of those people who died literally starved to death,
Yeah.
right?
I am thinking, though, we could probably scrape together
Yep,
40 tons
absolutely.
of food in exchange for the equipment to manufacture pairs of 17.
Again, we can go raid a farm on the surface. They've
Yeah, or we could raid a farm on the surface and rob some people that are barely hanging on.
Or
I'm a
take
doctor, damn it, not a pirate.
I'm just paying it forward. Then the next person's really going to hate us, and then the person that we help them for is they're going to hate us, and eventually we're going to come to somebody that we don't care if they hate us, and that's where we'll stop.
Someone small that we can just murder a lot.
Murder a lot.
Why not?
All right.
Okay.
We try to rob from the back.
So
guys.
I'll yeah. It'll be tough, but I think we can work that deal out. We won't have the Peregrine 17, but we got right away. But we'll have the stuff right away. But
Was there a storage of Peregrine 17 here that we were
Not that
suspecting,
we were
or we're
aware.
just after the equipment while we're here?
just
At
have
this
to
point, the equipment.
there
Okay.
might be
Yeah,
a
so-
But
no,
Zerko's got some for us in exchange for getting
Yeah.
his
Right,
stash
Zirko
back from
Zirko
here.
was attaining the Peregrine 17 from Liberty.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was going to do that for you and get it to Kusari
right.
in exchange for you bringing him his cash on this planet.
Yeah. 50
Right?
tons.
So you were here not to get this equipment. You were here.
Or
This
from
was a
Marvin.
side.
You get Zerko's
Yeah, this
stash.
is a side.
Yeah, Marvin and
Yeah.
Peregrine 17 and Penrose are all
Yeah.
side quests.
Yes.
From
But the thing is, if
Mesa.
we get this equipment, we can cut Zerko out. Not that we'd necessarily want
No,
to.
we're not going to.
He's handy because he can
Oh,
send
yeah,
us on
no,
missions
absolutely.
and get us.
He's already
resources
probably
too,
sent
so-
the.
I'm assuming
thing.
that more Peregrine 17 is more better too.
God, it's like every season we prune back like.
What's
So every season we prune back so much stuff, and then every season it's like, hey,
Yeah, it's like, what? 5 NPCs do you want? Okay, here they all are, plus another 10.
At once. Go!
Alright?
all right. Well, we'll see how. I guess it's Stosh versus Ezra here.
Yeah. So I'll go talk to Ezra's guys, unless Beggs gets me aside, says stall or something like that.
It's mostly going to come down to as long as Ezra's guys don't get to the equipment at the same time Stosh does, because
As
Tug of
long
War
as-
is going to be
Oh,
one-sided.
Stosh
As
will
long
probably
as-
just waste everybody to go.
Yeah. As long as it's somebody just flat out gets there first and it's all done.
And there's some communication.
Yeah.
Well, and it's 10 tons, so it's not like it's nothing to move it either. So
Right, I know. So there's an
that's fine.
excellent
Oh, well,
chance
see
that
how
it's
it
going to
plays
be
out.
in transit with. So, anyways, I'm clueless, and I don't know your guys' like secret code words and stuff. So you're probably like,
It's like,
Yeah,
use
there's
your
a.
psychic powers to communicate with me mentally.
what is your psychic power? Ed?
The question.
If I can ask a question.
Are we screwed?
Is this going to end badly? Future uncertain.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What would be cool as a mechanic is if we had a magic 8-ball,
Oh, yeah.
and when you used your power, you actually did it, but
Oh,
then
that
I
would
had to
be fun.
GM to it,
Yeah.
to whatever that was.
That could be inconvenient for you.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Totally fine.
Well, there
Yeah,
should
that'd be
an
fun. I'd
app,
go for that.
right?
Is there an 8-ball app?
Apps.
No, it has to be a real magic 8-ball. He has to shake it, otherwise the psychic power doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Computer entropy is
tarot deck.
garbage compared
What?
to
Or a
magic
tarot deck.
8-ball and entropy.
No, tarot. Magic 8-ball actually says stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
very relatable to my ability.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your psychic ability is basically a psychic
It's
magic
kind
8-ball.
of like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So having a physical one,
But then I have to GM to that.
yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's
we'll see
Christmas
if we
time,
can-
so there should be some around.
Okay.
I haven't seen one.
Spencer's
Go to
gift.
Spencer's, yeah.
Next session. Ah!
I think there's one at Curious.
Beggs' magic 8-ball. Okay.
Concentrate and ask again. It is certain. Yes, definitely. Oh, this is a very positive one. Ask again later. Cannot predict now. My reply is no. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
way
no fun
too
compared to
positive.
like a legitimate ball with
Yeah.
a triangular object inside it, I think.
Outlook
Yeah.
good. Outlook not so good. Signs say no.
Okay. So we are okay. So you guys have now made 2 separate deals with 2 separate parties.
For one piece of equipment.
Yeah. Maybe they have 2 manufacturing lines. Right.
So are you guys going to talk about that or
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Cameron, does Beggs to me in that maybe
He's got a line on it? Yeah.
I don't know. Does he have an opportunity? I'm thinking
Yeah,
if
that's probably the
people
best
are out.
idea is to see if so
Make
I'd
sure it
be
goes
like,
slow. Buy time. Signally.
well, because the thing is, he's bartering this deal based on like us showing up with the shit in some point in the future.
No, but we don't get the stuff now. He gets the stuff. He retrieves it. He holds it. We show up later. Here's 40 tons.
Sure,
of food,
but what I'm saying
and he
is,
gives us-
if Stosh gets it, then we don't have to deal
No,
with
I
this
know.
guy. As desperate as his situation is,
yeah, you're
shooting
right. You know
off
both
into
sides.
the-
You know the whole picture, so you can steer it one way or the other.
yeah,
But
yeah. No, I
also
think
look
probably the
at
thing to do would be
motivation.
like,
My
yeah, I think
deal.
the thing to do would be to somehow throw a wrench in.
I mean, heck, you could even like undercut me and it says we're not flying around a bunch of grain back and forth. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a political move. How do you stall negotiations?
Yeah.
Okay, so sounds like nothing, right? Sounds
So,
like
I'm
we
trying
can
to
debate
make
this
the
all
deal.
night. I can draw another encounter card
No.
if you like.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm trying to make the deal.
Okay.
Until Beggs.
So
Yeah.
you-
Well, I mean, Kusari can send an envoy for this stuff if it goes the wrong way, and if
Yeah.
we just
Okay. Yeah. So I'll talk to the 4 guys then if he's down with that. Yeah, we can. If you guys we can recover the equipment. You hold on to it. I'll see somebody gets back with.
Okay, no, Ezra says no. We'll get the equipment.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll see you in how long is it going to take you to get back?
Was it 18 days? Kasarian back, plus or minus.
Yeah, if you make a good spin.
Yeah, it'd be-
Plus the rest of our mission.
Oh, and all the
around that.
navigation stuff and stuff like that. It says with the navigation beacons down, it's slow. It'll be at least a couple months. Round trip to Kasari, won't it?
No, it's going to be the last time your trip from Kusari to here. First off, you're in the same orbit, right?
Okay.
Right. So,
we did roll exceptionally well. I think.
yeah. So the average transit time inside of the Atlas orbits from inner to outer orbits is about 10 days.
Okay, so we're looking about 20 days round trip plus
Yeah.
loading time. All right, it'll probably take about a month.
Yeah.
Do we have some means of communicating with you from orbit?
Yeah. So he'll give you the communication codes that his little group is using.
Okay. I'll go set that
That'd
up.
be a description of their hand-rolled encryption or something.
Yeah.
Get a public
Um,
key out of them or something.
PGP what?
Right.
Yeah, I'll set that deal up then. Unbeknownst that it might be obsolete.
Okay. So fair enough. So he says to you, listen, if there's nothing else you need, I think I'm done looking at you.
All right.
Okay, so he turns to Lex and he says, let's get our business here done. I want to be out of here and back to the shelter. You got it, boss man.
All right, I guess we're heading back to the ship.
So there is no offer of a ride.
Nope, I've
back
got
to
it
the
now.
show. Okay.
I will say goodbye to, what was her name?
Alma?
Emma.
Alma?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give her some pointer, like tips, like the continuing care for the
She
people
now
who
has a
worship.
G4 in medical.
All right. There we go. And if in that in the pharmaceutical things, look for these sorts of things. That'll
Right.
help.
Okay,
And then yeah, make my way back to the ship.
sounds good. All right, so you guys arrive back to the ship about 7 hours after you departed.
Yeah.
They're kind of close
And
there.
I'm guessing
yeah?
they didn't give us any reloads for our breathers, eh?
No.
Oh,
But you,
surprising
didn't need,
that.
but you didn't need to use them
We
while
were
you were
inside
inside
for a
the
while.
airlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so next question. You guys began repairs?
Yeah.
Or did you want to pull the panels off while you're at this friendly port?
Considering
To
we're
us,
landing
we think
close
it's
to,
friendly.
well, we knew we were kind of landing close to somebody that was shooting us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Granted, we did throw a lot of lead at them.
Tungsten.
Tungsten.
I don't think I would have pulled the panels.
Okay.
I was doing right now it was a curiosity to see if I can actually mitigate the damage to a certain extent without actually pulling the panels.
Okay, go ahead and make a jury rig roll. You have jury rig, don't you?
I do have the jury rig ability, yes.
Okay. So jury rig, what it does allows you to do is return functionality to a component temporarily.
Yeah.
Without it, you can't do that.
On our way back, do we get communication?
Well, I have Tinkerer, which that was
Does it say allow to jury rig?
here. It says +2 to attack when repairing, so it doesn't say.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, so you can't force it back online without the jury rig process. You
Okay.
can repair it. You can't
Yeah.
jury rig it.
Got 10 points of experience.
Yes, I do actually. I have 12.
Okay.
Do you want to magically have jury rig?
Sure.
Okay. So it's called jury rig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it jury rig or jerry rig?
Oh yeah, is it? What is it?
I don't know. I've seen it referred to as both. That's
I've always
the
seen
joke.
a jury rig.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Jury Rig and Traveler. It's Jerry Rig and Twilight 2000. I
What
think.
is the actual language? English language.
Anyways,
Sounds like an English term.
It's like Jerry was really known for rigging things.
probably Dutch or something.
Okay, so I'm assuming it would be a tech roll then.
Yep, absolutely.
Tools. There's no bonus. It's just jury rig allows me to jury rig. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So you temporarily mitigate the damage. Okay. So what this means is every time you use them, okay, there's a chance of failure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but there will be no penalties to, like, for regular non-combat rolls, etc. As long as she doesn't roll dice, you don't roll for failure.
Okay. You've got them back for now. Just be careful with them.
No combat rolls.
Oh no, you can have combat rolls, but they just might fail you on the combat rolls.
So we are going to hit the Hauser Trench next, I think, was it? Or the other one that's
No,
covered
Babylon.
under Ezra's?
No,
Babylon.
well, we were
Babylon's
thinking
lit up.
Babylon's going to be too hot, per se.
Kind of like what we just went through.
Did we wait a minute? Did we trade a comm with Stosh? Like a comm?
You did.
Yeah. So we should probably actually see like how he's doing.
Well, you got the information.
All right. Well, I'm
Why?
gonna, like,
What's going on?
yeah.
Oh,
I assume
by
he's
the
got his
way.
own encryption rolling somehow.
The reality is that these people are survivors.
Mm-hmm.
They're not comm technicians.
Sure.
So he counts on anonymity rather
Okay.
than security.
Right.
The most secure transmission is the transmission.
Okay.
that's
Well,
never
then I
made.
shall send him a very vague transmission asking him what his ETA is. In a very in a way that he and I would know.
You leave the ship. You leave the station. So Stosh, when are you planning on being at the ship? The dinner is being cooked now. I should be ready to make delivery in the next 3 to 4 hours.
I was probably going to take... Once I've made the decision to jury, it's going to take me a little bit of time to...
You've been working on it
Yeah.
during this time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Roger that.
It's all good. Yeah. Now, of course, the risk here is that if Stosh botches it and Ezra discovers that you have some sort of side deal, he might decline to give you the equipment or raise your price.
Yes. Well.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to draw cards.
Oh,
Yes.
So it's completely random.
of
Yes.
course.
Of course, you could have an intuition to see whether or not this is going to go well. So is this a good idea?
Yeah,
Well,
that
actually,
sounds like
that's
fun. I
because
only
you-
have 2 dynamite
But
bolts
thinking
left.
about it, though, it might make sense because you might be able to say something to Stosh like, expect some pizza delivery soon. I don't know what I'm saying.
Possibly, yeah.
Extra cooks.
You
in
might,
the
you might
kitchen.
be, yeah.
Well, the thing is,
Your
the thing
setup
is,
might
the
actually be
context
very
of our
useful.
deal with Ezra is that it's kind of not very useful. It's sitting in storage, and we're not going to be back for 20 days, so it's kind of low on his list. Like, sure, like once we show up with food, it's a big deal, but until then,
Yeah.
whatever.
There's no reason to go get it now. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
So there,
Possibly. I don't
there
know.
is
That's my
cause for
optimistic
hope that Stosh is
causal
going to show up
brain.
with it before they even go to look for it.
Yeah.
There's probably an opportunity to rest. I will spend my mind point.
Okay, sounds like a psychic power roll here.
I don't know if
I
it's
think that's
actually...
everything, right? Is
The
Psionics
etymology of the
4,
jury rig
empathy
versus jury
10.
rig, just fun.
So which is
What's
it?
it saying?
Well,
Both?
Two
Just either?
successes.
Night.
no, it's
No,
one.
that's just 1 success.
Nope.
Or sorry, 2. Yeah, 2 on the 9. Yeah.
All right, okay. What's your question? It's
Uh,
a yes or no question.
Yes. I think it's along the lines of what I've just been talking about. Will Ezra go
Does-
and interrupt
does Stosh need to
Stosh's raid?
Yes.
He will. Okay, well, then maybe in my communication to Stosh, tell him to look out for
Okay.
Look out for
Extra cooks.
Local, yeah.
Extra cooks in a kitchen.
Yeah. That's like mercenary slang. I'm sure we can bang that out without too much
Yeah.
suspicion.
You know we're not talking about food, right?
Dude, I'm using urinal!
Yeah.
Somebody's
Oh well, maybe it'll give Sasha a leg up.
All right. Okay, sounds good. So you send Stosh a warning.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
You might use that warning to scrub the mission and show up at our ship in a few minutes. So, what is the problem?
We could probably use
Yeah.
his help.
We probably could, and we could
We
just
know where
offer
the
a lift to
stuff is.
Kasari.
Yeah.
His help.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we
you
have
know
a
what? If
backup
that
to get
part
us.
falls apart, it's not as bad because then maybe we gain him as a positive contact,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm kind of like balancing.
If what now? Who?
If Ezra becomes like a positive contact for us in terms of making this deal happen, we don't necessarily have to come here and do this. You can we can get back to Kusari and you
Say,
can
send somebody
else.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like we
But
don't
we
have
can
to
carry
deal
on.
with this necessarily.
Okay, get
That's
40
okay
tons of
too.
food.
It doesn't
Here's the
come up on
things,
our
such and such
tab
and such. Yeah,
necessarily.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
sounds
Yeah,
good.
so
We can delegate.
yeah, I don't necessarily mean to rain on this guy's parade.
True.
He shot at me and I shot back.
Yeah, true. So let's take a. We'll pause here for a moment. So Stosh is a capable mercenary, and it sounds like he has a friend who's also very capable,
We could use more muscle.
which would be handy. Ultimately, though, Ezra controls an army of scavengers,
Yes.
and it sounds like he's prepared to trade technology
For supplies.
for
Off
supplies.
of a planet
We could
that's
use
yeah.
him to find other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
If we go get-
if this is a frequent scavenging
For me,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he when you saw it, his operation looked incredibly organized.
Yeah.
He
just-
was
killed a bunch of it.
right, but his people were technicians, not warriors. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he
and
was,
he scavenged to get their ship to surface to air missile.
Oh.
yeah, right, exactly. His people
Yeah.
put together a railgun for defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's thinking about it
He could be
as
a very
player.
useful
The best
yeah.
outcome is have Stosh just abort, come back to the ship, have him as backup,
And then have
and have a long
Kusarians
and
do
have
yeah.
Ezra as a long-term contact on the ruins of Caprice.
yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't
Yeah,
know.
let's do that. Let's do that. Let's
Okay.
just pick up yeah.
Stosh
Abort, come for your ride.
free
anyway.
ride.
Well, not free ride.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's make the deal easier on you. Don't worry about all that lifting.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm kind of curious how you put this into
So am I.
dinner phraseology.
Stosh, the souffle is fallen. But we could still rescue the risotto. So come dust off.
Oh, look, the wife brought takeout. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
are you
I'm tempted to say what?
So is the vodka necessary? Or am I bringing...
So are you saying you do not need pierogies?
Pierogies mean in his contact.
I don't think Stosh knows either, really, at this point.
Just because I am looking at pierogies now.
Oh.
Stosh, don't be stubborn. Just come to the ship. We'll work it out.
So you're sure you don't want pierogies?
We've got something more peaceful in mind, and somebody's coming your way. Let's just get to the ship.
But you still prepare to make delivery of the food. Da?
That's correct.
You can totally blame me for me.
Okay. So he says, you know what I do to you if you're lying to me.
Stosh, we've known each other a long time.
At the other end of guns. Just saying. All the best relationships start at the end of gunfire. Just throwing it out there.
Well, I guess, yeah, because Stosh was part of the original crew that got wiped out.
Well, no, because he left before the satchel incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He
he
was
doesn't...
He's more original OG than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows more about the ship than you guys do.
Yeah.
Probably not anymore.
No.
No,
But he knows Marvin.
Right. Yeah.
he does.
Yeah. Well, and if we have his help for dusting off in the next like 2 or 3. We have a few stops, right?
Actually, you know what? Having him on board when we go to Penrose's or Rose's estate might actually be a good thing.
Yeah, could be.
Who
Okay,
knows? Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. We can see where his loyalties lie on that front, but
I think we rely on them to be mercenary.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
at the end of the day, he's just been left here.
He wants
so
out
he
of-
may not
Yeah.
be that happy about this.
Yeah, but on that
the
regard,
circumstances
it
of
doesn't
that.
cost us a lot to give him a lift off the planet.
No.
And it's
Well,
worth a lot.
He's just
yeah.
got to be
An
patient.
extra 3 days of life support per day. No, apart from that.
6, I guess.
What's that?
6.
Times 2.
No, well, plus his friend, so
Yeah.
that'd be 4 per day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stosh consumes a lot. I'm kidding.
I know you are.
Okay. All right. So that said, you guys, so you call Stosh off.
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Just throw it
How
just
would
to
have gone
see.
down?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would have been 1 card for Stosh, 2 because he had warning, versus 1 card for Ezra's folks. So what? All right. Okay. Versus.
Oh!
So,
At the
Ezra's
end of
folks,
Stosh would have been gone.
Yeah, Stosh would have been done.
Stosh would have had it loaded up, coming up the elevator, and got off the elevator, and Ezra's guys would have all been standing
It's probably
there.
worked out for the best.
You guys saw The Departed, right?
Yeah, but
Pretty much everybody dies.
yeah.
Over with the X.
So it was probably
Nobody's-
good that we called them off.
Good.
All right.
I guess Ezra doesn't hedge his bets. He's gonna go make sure he can come
Yeah.
up with his end of the deal.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to
Well, no,
make
see,
sure
he-
that he has what he needs to trade you.
See,
Yeah.
the other thing is, remember, he is not stationary, or he probably has a stationary.
He has the.
He may have a base of
shelter.
operations, but it's not here necessarily.
Exactly. So
yeah.
he wants to get it, put it in his base of operations.
We
Or
don't
someplace
know where
safe.
it is.
Yeah.
He takes
We never
it
knew
away
where it
from
was
us.
anyways, though.
Yeah.
4th floor.
True. Yeah, you had yet to find it.
I didn't know it was the 4th floor. Stosh it was the 4th floor.
Is that the 4th floor down?
Yes.
He is.
Okay, good.
With no
Because
elevators.
we destroyed the top.
Yeah, with no elevators and yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that maybe that's
third
more
floor
R&D
above.
up top, R&D and
Yeah.
like executive or
Administration
whatever.
mainly. They
yeah.
were a manufacturing facility. They didn't do a lot of R&D. It was
Oh,
all
okay.
about
It was just
Yeah.
just
this is what
warehouses
you need to
of-
mix these chemicals. All right. Well, formula checks out. Fair
Yeah.
enough. We'll put it into the crucibles.
Yeah.
You need some what? All right. Formula checks out. We'll put it in the crucibles.
Yeah. Oh, that formula didn't check out. Shit.
All right.
Or it looked like it did, but
Okay, so you guys, you've jury rigged the ship. It will fly. What occurs is when we roll for the ship on ones, failure occurs.
okay.
Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing,
Until we can properly repair it.
until
Yeah.
you can properly repair it. Secondly, you guys return to the ship. You've been out of the ship for quite a while now. Breathing through the mask, the thinner air, it is tiring, right?
Yeah.
So when you return to the ship, you guys are both, and you've been hands deep in people's bodies for the past few hours, right?
Yeah.
So you've gone through a few sets of gloves, and so you return to the ship. As you do so, another day is spent, and you think you've made a deal?
I totally made a deal.
Food.
Okay. What I will say is, just before evening, just before the end of ship's time, the day for ship's time, Stosh does show up. Okay. He has with him several heavy duffels. Okay, and a case on his back that looks to be some sort of military surplus case. Okay, and he's accompanied by a woman. So you have Ivan Stoshlovsky, this fellow right here.
Do we recognize
Super
her
friendly
from
guy.
Women's Company, perhaps?
What's that?
Do you recognize her from
Well,
Women's
let's
Company?
see the picture.
See the picture?
No.
And let that. Why does that name sound familiar, though?
Don't know. So this is Letta. Letta is a. She also looks sort of like she's scrawny, okay, but she moves with sort of a cat-like grace. Her clothing is very similar. She carries, a large duffel bag as well. She has like a coil PDW on her back. She's hi. I'm Letta, Aaron.
Dr. Honto Jaeger.
You're friends of Stosh? Yes, these are good friends. I used to fly on the ship.
Yes.
Although it's changed since I saw it last. I think this door is new.
My understanding is there's been extensive retrofits at
Yes.
several stages.
So she turns to you and she says, "Where am I bunking?" Well, you're with Ari, right?
No, I've had my own room. Ari's had her own place.
No.
No.
Ari is. I thought you were in Ari because there's 6 of you, right?
Yeah, but I think there's
Oh, right. Two guys in each room, and then 2 girls in each room. Ah, I see. So you could choose. You could choose Stosh instead. Put her with Ari.
because there are 4 standard cabins.
That's right. Each of them can house 2 people.
Yeah, and Judah's had her own room for the whole time because you guys just don't want to be in that toxic mess. She can choose
And
to come in.
I think I've actually got a cot and a few things set up in engineering.
Right, but it's not a cabin.
No.
It's not where you keep all of your stuff, like personal stuff.
No.
No, well.
There's no space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you might hammock it down there occasionally,
On
but you don't
occasion.
live down there.
No. Though I'm sure.
If Ari wants to come with me because she knows me and put those 2 in Ari's room or
Okay.
vice versa,
Sounds good.
whatever.
Mhm.
Your guys' relationship is sort of solidified over the last.
Yeah.
true.
Oh, I've never had an
Time.
issue with Ari.
I thought you guys were a little on. For
No.
A little while. No.
It's him.
Yeah. Okay. So you and Ari are together. Who are you with? Who's with Falk?
It'd be me and Falk.
You and Falk. So that puts you with Honto.
Right.
Okay. And then Stosh and Letta in the other one. She's laconic would be generous, right? And their relationship you think is professional.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't seem to have any physical interaction.
Hmm.
Okay.
They're just
What's that?
there's mercenary buddies or whatever.
They are.
Yeah.
Her right eye, by the way, is mechanical,
Ooh.
cybernetic.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, thanks for the ride.
Mm-hmm. Hate to have anyone stuck on this graveyard of a world.
And I hate for that someone to be me. Listen, I've got some tools. I got some talent with tools, and so if you need help or anything, if you need anything moved, I'm here to work. I understand Ivan here did something for you to get off planet, but no one calls me Ivan.
Apparently she
No, we
does.
just all go, I.
Yeah, actually, the response is basically,
No, Judah will be leaning it out going, I.
It turns out it is romantic. It's just as romantic as it
Anyhow,
gets.
so she
Names.
says, so if I can make myself useful, tell me what it is, and I'll do that.
oh,
And she kind of turns on her, like her combat boots sort of
yeah.
tromp off after Ari showing her the room recently vacated by Ari as she moves into your cabin. So what's interesting though is
I'm
if you-
trying to clean up, sort of.
Oh my god! I just got a message.
Oh,
What? Okay.
Mr. Afoda just bought me a magic 8-ball.
oh,
Aww.
It's shipping to me through Amazon. Thanks, buddy. That's awesome.
All right.
thank you very much.
I think more importantly, our
psychicist.
psionicist. Anyhow,
Abilities upgraded.
yeah. New
Now you have
magic
to dump
8-ball.
XP in that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, she, if you recall correctly, she's a souvenir buyer, right? Every place she goes, she's bought some sort of.
Oh, right. So is she.
So
No, I'm
that's
scarred.
Scarves.
Yeah, no,
So it's
she's
the
bought
most crowded
like
cabin.
she's got like posters and statues and like
I assume they'll treat her stuff nice.
like ornaments from ruined vehicles. And, do
Would
you
you
remember
rather come to you go to her room?
No, that's fine. Thanks, Dale. Okay, so you find yourselves the Stosh and his companion move in. Okay, they are prepared. You know, Stosh he's like, the ship is just not like I left it at all. What have you done? This used to be a different color. And what happened here? Oh, there used to be a robot.
And
We're working on that. We might
That's
need your
part of
help
why we're
next.
here.
one of the
I
reasons
think
why
his name was Kevin or
Marvin.
Maurice is the right name.
Marvin and Ivan. Is he going to remember you fondly?
Actually, I
You're
can't.
gonna totally pester him.
I can't remember whether or not what his relationship to Marvin was.
None really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so with your two mercenaries now ensconced in their room,
Where did we fit when we had everybody? Because we used to have Paco and...
they had cabins in the.
We had like bunk
in the-
in one of the cargo bays.
Yeah.
They bunked in the cargo bay. They
Yeah.
actually had you actually lost part of your cargo.
I think we literally had like a container that was like
That's
a
right.
contained living unit for them.
Yeah.
So it probably had its own waste disposal set up,
okay.
and you probably
Yeah.
had to pull a puck out and put it in the
I think I
airlock to
kinda
get
had
rid of your
I think I kind of had
waste
to
and all
ditch
that.
that
Yeah.
when we were barely getting off the planet that we landed on after the invisible ship fight.
Oh, I barely remember that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he moved into the main cabins when the rest of his team were killed on Caprice last time you were here. Right. If you recall correctly, there were originally 8 of them. The last 2 were killed rescuing you guys from Rose's place. Paco and Tank were the last 2.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
Jinx as well,
Yeah.
and Voodoo.
And Panzer, I think, right?
Yeah.
No, Panzer was overall.
Van.
Oh, yeah.
Van. Demolitions, Voodoo Sniper, Tank DOA at the beginning of this. Paco was the team fixer, Jinx was the doc, and then Dread was the...
Yeah, Panzer was the black woman that was over top of all of the
Yes.
Marines per se.
Correct.
Linden's company.
But yeah, right at the beginning of this, including Stosh under Vengeful.
All right. Okay. So let's pause here. So you have them on board. Your ship is basically flight worthy. Assuming you don't push it too hard. What is your next stop? So we're probably going to call it here for the night. So I just want to know what your next stop is, so I'm prepared for the next session.
Can we get rid of Letta's picture first?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
So we're basically where we're down to now is Zerko's thing, the last piece of Marvin, or the arm.
So
We could ask Stosh if he knows of it. Maybe
well,
it's just gone
I'm
because
thinking
it was
Marvin's
kinda
last
high
piece,
tech.
then
Well,
Zerko's stash.
so it may just have been.
you know, if we want to discuss what condition,
Yeah, we can have a talk
Talk
him
to
over doing
Stosh.
other stuff.
So his last knowledge of Penrose. Remember, there were 2 incidents at the Penrose facility, right? There was the one where you guys were rescued before anything happened, and then there was the second one when he was taken there,
yeah,
and then Stosh rescued him,
yeah,
right, or freed him, right? So that is basically the last of the 2 incidents. So after the first incident, like you describe what you're looking for, and Stosh says, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't actually with
yeah.
Rose.
Yeah, you've actually never seen saw him briefly at the facility on the second visit, but not the first one, right? So he doesn't have any idea.
Okay, well, do we want?
If you do recall though, 2 things that I should probably let you know though. Thing number 1, 3 things I should probably let you know. Thing number 1, it did actually emit a signal.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. So it actually had a tracer on it, right?
But we didn't have this.
Which is how, right. Anyhow, number 2, it did just suffer an EMP pulse, right? And the device is in electronic form. And you have some indication that it might have been programmed by the artificial intelligence Steel Rain, because it came from the Tatton Fury, which you believe was a ship of his agency. If that's the case,
Then it's really foolhardy.
then it probably would not survive contact with the dissonance key.
Right.
Right, so just, those
Yeah.
things all put on. Now, that said, Falk might be able to reprogram it. He is pretty good.
Have to turn your Wi-Fi on your arm off.
But if we're prioritizing Marvin,
But she could be like what do you
Zerko's
call it?
cash, and the arm,
It's like, can you
I'm
turn on your
thinking,
arm?
especially
Okay,
with all that
there's
stuff, the arm.
Access point.
Marvin,
that's
I'm
fine, yeah.
thinking
So we go.
That's
We pick
fine.
him up. We pick Marvin. Do we want to stop here, which is where? Which is
So it's Rose, then
That's
down to
Rose.
Hauser, and then over to Vega.
yeah, but he was.
Can always fly by Rose.
Yeah, check. We'll fly by Rose to see what condition the place is, and if it's in crap condition, it's no.
All
point.
right.
don't
So
have a
my
thing.
understanding is your next stop is going to be the Dandy Adventure.
Yeah. Then
From
down
there,
to,
you're going to head to the
Hauser
Hauser
Trench
Trench to
and-
visit the SimStim
Yeah.
facility, and then you're going to head out to the place on the surface.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the
Great.
plan.
So I'll start with this. When you lift ship and you head over to the Dandian Venture, Rose's facility was majorly reconstructed following the damage when the cargo lifter ran
Yeah.
into it, right?
Yeah.
Which may or may not have been piloted by somebody you know. Crane drove it. Anyhow,
No.
yes, that's where he got his funky mask from, the El Camino mask.
Yeah, the freighter crashed into the freighter crashed into the fruit production. I crashed the cargo
Right.
into.
Right.
Right. Anyhow,
And they all happened at approximately the same time.
Yeah.
so when you fly by it, the facility is basically this large concrete wart on the side of the facility, like it was before.
Yeah.
Right. But it is dark. The landing pad is desolate. There's nothing there. The facility appears to be dead, but not damaged.
If it's a place that we can hang low for 5 days, it might also be.
It might be a place for me to actually make the full repairs.
Could be. Yep.
Yeah.
If it's not.
Right. The other thing too is you're thinking that Stosh at least has passing familiarity with the facility.
Yeah.
So he might be able to allow you to search it.
So even if we don't find the armor, it might be a place to look for wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
So-
might be cool equipment here too.
Yeah. It might
He
be
collected
out-
stuff in general, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
40
Yeah.
tons of food.
Yeah. Well, he moved his art collection to Janan.
Tried to move his arm.
What are you talking about? Lost in transit.
Such a tragedy.
We still have some of that.
We each have a piece.
Yeah.
You inherited Crane's piece. Do you remember what it was?
Crane's piece of
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're going to stop there because I think our next stop might lead to a protracted session. So we're going to pause it there. Thank you for joining us. If you have enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. And we will talk to you next time.
Talk to you later.